All right, we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. It is 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome to another live comic auction here at We Love Comics. My name is Chris. Hopefully you guys and gals are ready to do some bidding. If you saw the video or the post I did the other day, you will know all of the comics that I have for this auction, so there are no surprises. And you will see every comic is a key issue, no generic comics or anything like that, no fillers, no comics people just trying to get rid of. These are all, for the most part, books you're probably going to want to add to your collection. I made sure I have some affordable price ranges, anything from under $200 up to a couple of thousand near the end. So, you know, like they say, you got to spend money to make money, and especially probably last 10 books are pretty much investment type of comic books. But of course, you collect for the reasons that suit you best. And if you want to participate in this live chat, we welcome you to place your bids when you see a comic up for grabs. While I'm waiting for people to come in, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming. 9 people have already hit the like button. I already see some people in the live chat. Daniel is here. Peter is here. Welcome. So let me give you a couple of the basics about how this works. Let's first go with right here. There are several different payment options that I will allow for the comic purchases to make things easy. You see the first one is Cash App. You see $ bar none 11970. I also accept Venmo at We Love Comics, PayPal, peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, and, well, let me do this part and then I'll mention the others. If you use Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal friends and family, you will get an additional comic thrown in for free. It's my way of saying thank you. If you live in Florida, if you live anywhere within driving distance of around the Tampa area, which is central west coast of Florida, I've had people meet me in person. So if you want to pay cash, or if you want to mail a money order, because I will not accept a bank check, because unfortunately there's just too many people that can scam with the checks. But a money order, once it's been cleared, your books would be sent out. But if you pay cash or money order, you get 10% off of the total price. So you could save a couple of $100. Keep in mind, I always encourage people to look on eBay to see what these books are selling for. Every single one of them I have listed under the cheapest one that is available for sale. Keep in mind also eBay charges sales tax. So you're going to add another probably, I think, 7 or 8% to whatever the price is listed. But we do not charge tax here, so keep that in mind. If you see a price that's semi-close or getting semi-close, you're still not having to pay any taxes on them. All right, so the way the bidding is going to go if you want to participate, first of all, make sure in the top left-hand screen of where your chats are, make sure it says live chat and not top chat if you're going to bid. That's very important so you can see the current bids that are being placed as it is live. So make sure you see in the top part, the left-hand side of the chat section where you see the chat scrolling, look where it says either top chat or live chat. If it's live chat, leave it alone. If it's top chat, just hit the little arrow right next to the right of the word and make sure it's on live chat, so this way we would not miss your bids. Now, because there are always people that might be arriving late or may not see that or just don't do it for whatever reason, I always give a little bit of time in between bids before I assume that a bid has been finalized. If you make a bid, it starts out at $2 increments. Anything that's listed under $100, the bidding starts with $2 increments. Okay? After it reaches the $100 mark, the bidding increments go up to $5. Once it goes up to $500, the big bid increments is 10, and I'll make sure I remind people as we go. And any auction over $1,000, the bidding increments are in increments of $25. So please make sure you're paying attention to that. Write these things down if you have to. I will be doing for domestic and for Canada as far as giving you the shipping costs. If you live internationally, I will honor any auction, but keep in mind, shipping costs are going to be a lot more expensive, and I won't know what the shipping costs are until you tell me your location. So if you are overseas, a raw comic may cost $30, $40 to ship. That's not me, that's the post office, unfortunately. So I will accept international orders, but just keep in mind shipping costs are going to be higher. The domestic 48 states, continental U.S., raw comic is going to be $9.99. After a certain amount, I'll add a little bit additional if you're buying several of the auctions. I may not, especially if you're getting some of the more expensive ones, I may not add extra shipping and I'll just eat the cost. A graded comic shipping domestically will be $19.99. Again, I'll eat the cost if it's a little bit more. To Canada, Hawaii, and Alaska, raw comic starts at $19.99 for shipping. Graded comic, $39.99. So keep that in mind. Now, when you bid, let's say the first item is Amazing Fantasy 15, which I wish I had. If you want to place a bid, you're going to write AF15, so you don't have to spell out the whole thing, and then whatever your bid is. If there is a tie bid, the person that did the first bid will be the winner at that moment. So the person afterwards would have to increase their bid if they want to continue. If you are bidding and you find the prices with outside of your price range, please do the right thing and type in fold so we can go as quickly as possible to get all of these continually going. Very important, if you win an auction, you cannot make another bid on another item until the other one has been paid for. This is due to the fact of possible spammers who are just going to bid on 20 things with no intention to buy. So if you win an auction, you cannot place a bid on anything until you have sent at least a deposit for the book. And the reason I say deposit is I will also accept payment plans. I've done this before and it's worked perfectly. It helps me, it helps you. If you want to do for more expensive books, a payment plan of up to 4 months. It's each consecutive month, but the first payment has to be done at auction close. So if it's a $1,000 book, you can split it up to $250 payments. You just do the $250 for the first deposit, and then you won't have to pay anything until the next month, and so on. You can, of course, pay earlier, because the earlier you pay, the faster you will get the comic. All paid items will have their books well protected. If you've ever bought an auction or bought a comic from me before, first of all, place it in the live chat or in the comments section. Let people know how fast I will deliver things and how safe they will be packaged. That's very important. You will get no manila envelopes with your comic purchases with me, so they will arrive safe. I also send everything domestically, priority mail, so they will be sent and got to you very quickly. So with that in mind, good luck to all the bidders. Everybody stay kind, stay respectful. We will start the bidding at a certain price. Then you will go from there. And again, just write the name of the comic that's being done. You can abbreviate so you don't have to spend time writing out the comic name, your bid, and we go until either people fold or we give enough time to where everybody decided they did not want to bid on that particular comic. So yeah, I wish I had an AF-15, but it definitely wouldn't be going for $1,000. That would be funny. You can't. I don't even think you can get a page for under $1,000 of that book. Someday I'll get it. Hey, who knows? Maybe if I sell all these books, I might be able to get a page of AF-15. All right. So with that being said, you have all the cash payments here. Also, I want to show you really quick where is it? Okay, that's the shipping. And the email address is also peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, the same as my PayPal address. So if you win an auction, if you send the payment, make sure you confirm with an email. Now, this is very important. If you win and you make the payment, make sure when you email me, you tell me where you sent the payment, as far as what type of payment did you use, what book you won, and at the price. Because I've had people that'll just say, oh, I paid for the comic, but they don't say what book they paid for. So the more information you give, the less likely there'll be any kind of delays trying to figure out who won what. So that is up to you. Let's get this party started. 34 people are viewing. 13 likes. Remember, hitting the like button makes you feel like a better person, so make sure you do that and find that out. All right, so these are all going to be some really good books. They are going to get to Mega Key books near the end, so stay tuned. And also, if you are not watching this live and you're watching it later on tonight or a day or two later, there may be books that will not sell. You can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com if you see any of the books that did not sell that you may be interested in. They may or may not still be for sale at that time. I've had many people after the auction has been done, because maybe they're at work or they're, with their family or didn't know there was an auction, and they contact me and say, hey, I see this one didn't sell. Would you take the whatever price you started it at? And I'll either say yes or no. Daniel Cochran was nice enough. He's one of my subscribers. Go check his channel out. He makes great video content. Just did a $2 super chat, so thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Always respect him. Daniel has bought many comics from me, and I'm sure he will have nothing but good things to say about the quality of my packaging. I basically bomb-proof my packages, so unless they're playing hockey with them, they're not arriving damaged, knock on wood, and I deliver them very quickly. So let's get to the first book. All bidders be prepared, be kind to one another, and here we go. First book, if you saw the list, you'll know exactly what this book is. This, of course, is Moon Knight #1. Now, it does not list it, and I've actually seen on CGC books, they don't list it a lot of times either, but there is some significance of this book. This, of course, is the first solo comic series of Moon Knight. Of course, Marvel Spotlight 28 is his first solo story, but this is his first comic appearance where he has a whole run of his own comic. But there is also the first appearance of Raoul Bushman, so there is a first appearance in this comic. This is graded by PGX. Keep in mind also, there will be some CGC books as well, but all of the PGX books I got graded myself. So they're not ones that I bought from somebody else on eBay. Every one of these was raw, and I graded them. I had them graded myself, so you'll know there's no tomfoolery in these. They did write here the first Moon Knight in his own title, Origin of Moon Knight, but they didn't mention the first appearance of the character I just mentioned. It's a 9.2 grade with white pages, and I'll show the back so you can see, especially when you have a book that has a lot of white on it, very good condition. And in case anybody asks, all of my books have been pressed or cleaned. Of course, I can never confirm that because I'm not there when they do it. They're supposed to be pressed, so you never know. If you see one that looks like a pressing can help it again, or maybe it just didn't get pressed, you can always take the chance. But we're going to start the bidding on this one, and again, look on eBay, and I'm sure I'll have many of my viewers that'll post what they see price-wise of what people are selling them for on eBay. You'll see I always start them out cheaper than what you can get, but like I say, I want you to always verify, because that's the type of salesperson I want to be. It's all about integrity. So 9.2 Moon Knight #1. We're going to start the bidding at only $99 plus the shipping and handling. So if you are interested in owning this book, you just write, you can put MK1 and then whatever bid from either $99, or you could just put a higher bid and try and keep other people from wanting to bid. So we'll give it a couple of seconds. If people have questions, write them in all capital letters so I can see them. If you do a super chat, which of course you don't have to, it'll guarantee I'll see it because they put it in special colors. So Moon Knight #1, they have confirmed there will be a second season of the Moon Knight TV show. So even if the books go down a little bit after a TV show has already aired, which is normal, remember there's always fluctuations with investments, and how many times have I told people, buy books when they are lower? Especially if you know, like this, for example, character is going to have another season of their show, which was pretty successful, and probably will end up in the MCU at some point. Don't let the price of going down a little bit scare you away from a buying opportunity. I take advantage of that, and so should many others. But you buy what you want, and the good thing is, anything here that doesn't sell, like I said, anybody afterwards can contact me if they're interested, or I'll just keep them and let them continue to rise in value. So we'll give it about a minute or two on this. Again, oh, and it does have the grader's notes, so I will read that. Not many, well, no other of the major companies do this. Says several stress lines along the spine, slight edge wear. So, of course, you know, that's why it's not a 9.8. That just means somebody opened it and probably read it, which basically is what comics are for. Rob Collect says She-Hulk is going to be bad. Well, you never know. I will never assume until something happens. But the special effects don't look that great. But hey, you never know. A lot of people killed Sonic when they saw the special effects and they did something about it. So you never know. There might be a pleasant surprise. You know, fingers crossed, but who knows? We'll see what happens. But that doesn't mean there aren't going to be people that may love the show and may be interested in the comic. Because remember, it doesn't matter if you have 5,000 people interested or not interested in your book. It only takes one sale to make it worth it. So never get discouraged and look at things in a negative point of view. All right, so this may be a book. Like I said, I want to start with a couple of more economical books. We'll give it another 30 seconds. If nobody bids, we'll move on to the next one. I'm sure people are going to be, because I've had a lot of emails asking about probably the last 7 or 8 books on this list, so they're probably going to wait for those, which, you know, I don't blame them. All right, so Moon Knight number 1, 9.2, white pages, going once, going twice. All right, so we got no sale on that one, and that is perfectly okay. Like I said, any of the books that don't sell, you can contact me afterwards. So that book would be available for $99 if you're interested in it and you watch this later on or you missed it in the beginning. You can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. So we'll just put that information. It's the same as my PayPal address. All right, so next up, we're going to go with another Moon Knight book. But this one is Marvel Spotlight number 28. This is the Moon Knight's first solo appearance, which is another key book to get. This was a book for years I was telling people to get. This is graded an 8.5 white pages. So first solo Moon Knight story. And of course, I'll show the back. So you could see all white, no coupons missing, no writing or anything like that, no stains. Definitely a good condition book. We're starting the bidding on this one for only $199. So again, look these up so you can see what a comic in this grade is selling for. It is definitely more expensive than what I am starting the prices for. I will read the grader's notes. It does have 1/8 of an inch corner crease in the front cover, multiple minor stress lines along the back cover spine. So it actually looks like a pressing could help this book again. So either they may not have pressed it, or sometimes even if you get a book pressed, sometimes the pressings don't stick and they don't last forever. I've seen that on all companies that do pressings. So yeah, I'll make sure I show the front and the back of the book. So you can see there's no tears. And this, of course, I don't know if this is considered a newsstand, because I think in that era, I don't think that is what they did, because it does not say it, and PGX usually mentions if something is a newsstand. So I do not think this is a newsstand version, even though it does have a barcode because of the year this was made, back in 1976. Of course, correct me if I'm wrong. So if you were interested in this book, Marvel Spotlight number 28, graded at an 8.5 with white pages. Always important for those that want to get the best page quality. Bidding starts at $199. So we'll give it another 30 seconds, and then we will continue to move on. Comics, of course, will get better as we go. I just wanted to make sure I put some more affordable books, so not every one is a $2,000-$3,000 book. You know, even with payment plans, you know, sometimes people just don't have the income, which I completely understand. All right, so We're going to close this one up if there's no bids. So going once, going twice. No sale on that book. Again, as usual, perfectly fine. Again, if you see that book after the auction has been closed and you're interested in that book, it will be available for the price of $199 plus shipping. So you can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com if you're interested in that book. All right, next up, we know his next movie is going to be coming. This one should be a pretty good movie. I'm looking forward to it, especially with Kang being a part of this movie, so you probably know what I'm talking about. That, of course, is Ant-Man and the Wasp. So we're starting with, this is a CGC graded book. This is Marvel Premiere number 47. This is a 8.0. Scott Lang becomes the new Ant-Man. So this is a key appearance in this book. This is from 1979. Off-white to white pages. So this is definitely a book to own. This book has been getting up there. So, of course, it's going to have a lot more room to grow. We're going to start the bidding at only $189 for this book. And, of course, I will show the back. So this is a book I bought from eBay. So I do not know if it was ever pressed or not, because I bought it already graded. So can a pressing help this book? Of course, there are no guarantees because it depends on the presser you send them to. I've seen horror stories of people getting books pressed and their books went down. So make sure you're sending them to someone that knows what they're doing and has a lot of experience. So this book is definitely one to get, especially before the movies. $189 is the opening bid for this book. Trail, I do not have any Batman or Hulk keys in this particular run, so unfortunately not this time, but who knows, maybe next auction I do. Let me know in advance. Just send me a comment when I do an auction listing, and if I can find something worth selling, I can definitely do that for you. So we'll see, but thank you for that. Hopefully you'll find something still that you might be interested in. So again, this is a CGC book. Does not have grader's notes, but this book is pretty darn clean. Looks pretty good for an 8.0. But like I said, I bought this already graded, so I do not know if it was ever pressed or not. It is off-white to white pages, and Scott Lang becomes the new Ant-Man. So, of course, you have Scott Lang in the MCU. So if you want to make a bid on this, starting at $189. And remember, when you check the prices on eBay, remember they also charge tax. So you're going to see this not only listed for less than the cheapest one on eBay, but there's also no tax added. So we'll give it another 30 seconds, and then we will move on to the next book. And it's funny because there's times like I'll start my auctions with some more economical comics and a bunch of them don't sell, and then all of a sudden I'll get messages in the next 24 hours of people buying them up. So doesn't always mean the people in the live chat are going to be the ones getting them, and that's perfectly fine. Like I said, it only takes one person to buy a book. Alright, so we're going to give a last call on this one. Don't forget, if you want to bid, you just type something into the live chat. Going once, going twice, and no sale on that one. Alright, we'll get up to the next one. I have 2 copies of this book, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be selling both or not. We'll see, but of course, this movie just came out. That does not mean that this character is not deserving. It's not going to continue to go down. This is still a popular comic book character, so always keep that in mind. Again, there's peaks and valleys, and the best time to get a book is when the price is going down a little bit. So notice I didn't sell it at the peak where you'll have nothing but going down. When prices go down a little bit after a movie, remember, it's like the stock market. There's always ups and downs. And is your computer froze? Is it frozen on your end? Okay, because it's showing. Okay. All right, so next up, starting bid at only $375. We got Thor God of Thunder number 2. This is a 9.8 with white pages. This, of course, is the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher and the All Black the Necro Sword. So this is a major key modern book. And like I said, don't let the movie discourage you from getting a character that is going to continue to be very important in the comic book world. Whether they bring him back, because no one ever is completely ever dead in the movies. And who knows, maybe they redo it or do another universe version of him where he's actually what he's supposed to be. But the time to buy books like this, if you want a key first appearance, is to get it when the price went down a little bit. So this book can be had for only $375. Go look at what these are selling for on eBay. It's going to be much higher, and you have to pay for taxes. So if you're interested in this book, and there are no graders notes, of course, there usually isn't on a 9.8, especially a book that has a very dark back cover, they're a lot harder to get in a 9.8. Alright, so the bidding is only $375, so if you're interested in this book, again, white pages. I graded this myself. And we'll give it another second or two. And I'll make sure I keep showing the back. Tell you, it's going to be a very easy auction for me. Alright, so we'll give it another 30 seconds. Be very careful about missing out on opportunities when prices go down. A lot of people get scared, but that's when you're supposed to buy things. A good investor buys things when the prices are lower, not when the prices are too high. And you'll see, even in my major key books, I'm not selling them as the movie is out or as a TV show is out. You always want to make sure you give somebody that's buying something wiggle room so they can make some profit as well if they are looking to turn around and flip them or sell them at some point. Some people collect comics because they just like to own them. Not everybody is selling them. Alright, so this is the last chance on this, and like I said, I'll have 2 of these, so if no one makes a bid, these will be available for sale afterwards. So going once, going twice, no sale on those. That's actually fine, because those books will go right back up again after some time passes, because that's not a character that's going to go away. Alright, next up, bidding on this one starts at only $199. They have confirmed this in the next phase of MCU movies. This is a CGC 9.6. I bought this already graded, so could it get a 9.8 with a pressing? Well, of course, I can't guarantee that. But this, of course, is Incredible Hulk number 449. Oh, all right, so I do have a Hulk key. I didn't realize that, Trail. So this is technically a Hulk key. This is white pages, 9.6, first appearance of the Thunderbolts. Now, I don't remember if it was they're getting their own movie or their own TV show, but they are confirmed to be in the next phase of movies. This is a comic I was telling people to get years ago. Bidding starts at only $199. So again, with a book that has almost all black on the back, to get a higher grade on these are not always easy. But again, like I said, I bought this already graded. So who knows, if somebody wants to take the chance and crack it open, get a pressing and dry cleaning, who knows, and 9.8 could happen. Of course, I'm not going to guarantee that. I do not see anything that looks like any, scratches or color breaking creases or anything. But hey, you never know. That's a chance you got to take. So if you want to own the first appearance of the Thunderbolts, again, cheaper than what you'll get on eBay. Price starts at only $199. It is a movie. Thank you, Amelia. I appreciate that. So the idea is you want to get these before they start putting out the trailers and before the movie starts. Now, of course, you never know. It might become a franchise, and there might be, this could be another Guardians of the Galaxy, so never underestimate these things, because I guarantee you 2 years before Guardians of the Galaxy came out, many people thought that was crazy, that they were going to do that, starting out with heroes that most people did not know. Same thing with Ant-Man, and look how popular they became. So, am I guaranteeing that's going to happen with these? Of course, I can't guarantee that, but if it does, people are going to be very disappointed they missed out on the opportunities to get these books. So, last chance on this one. Originally announced as a Disney Plus show, now a movie in Phase 6. See, you guys are much smarter than me, so thank you, Joey. I appreciate that. All right, so last chance to get this book. Again, if this doesn't sell, this will be one of the books that once this auction closes, I will not be selling until the movies start coming out, because if this becomes a franchise movie like the Guardians of the Galaxy, this could end up being a $1,000 book at some point. Hey, you never know, but I'm not going to guarantee it. So last chance on this one, only $199. You can own $449 Hulk at a 9.6. First appearance of the Thunderbolts, going once, going twice, and no sale on that one. All right, let's get to the next one. Next up, we got for the She-Hulk fans, this is a CGC graded book, so this is one that I bought already graded, so I don't know if it was ever pressed or dry cleaned. Let me take it out of the bag because it's got a couple of rips in the bag, so I don't want you to think that's on the case or anything. This is... Okay, I thought that was a scratch. That's actually just a cat hair. This is She-Hulk number 1. This is a 9.0, so it's a chance to get an affordable book graded by CGC. Bidding starts at only $199. This has off-white to white pages. Of course, this is the origin and first appearance of the She-Hulk and the origin of the Hulk retold. So this is a CGC 9.0 for the CGC fans. Off-white to white pages, Stan Lee story. And who knows about the TV show, but remember, she'll end up in the MCU at some point. And if the TV show doesn't do as well as people may anticipate, they may recast and redo it and end up being something better. But, you know, never assume. But I can understand people's hesitancy towards the TV show, but that doesn't mean you still can't get opportunities, because for every person that may not like something, there'll be somebody that likes it. And you only, like I said, need one person to make a purchase of something to make it worthwhile. So, $199 for a She-Hulk CGC 9.0. Going once, going twice, and no sale. All right. We'll see if we got some bidders out there. Let's start getting some more key books. We're starting to get to the point where these are some of the more desirable books. For those of you who cannot afford Daredevil number 1, here is the next best thing, because Daredevil has been confirmed to have a TV show in the MCU. I hope they do it justice. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of the... There's only 2 or 3 things in the next phase that I'm looking forward to. Daredevil is one of them. So this is Daredevil number 2. This is a CGC 4.5 with white pages. Again, this is a book that I bought already graded. So I do not know if it was ever pressed or dry cleaned, which means it could have a possibility of an increase in the grade, but I cannot guarantee it. The bidding starts on this one for only $799. Now, this is the second appearance of Daredevil. He's still in his yellow suit, his banana suit, and it is also the second appearance of Electro with a Fantastic Four appearance. So let me show the back. So go look up on eBay and go look at what these are selling for. And this is a CGC 4.5 with white pages. And with the Daredevil TV show coming out, and you know eventually he's going to end up in the movies. At least they'd be crazy if they didn't use him. This book is a steal and will continue to go up, because when you're talking Silver Age books, they don't need movies or TV shows to appreciate in value, but that will help speed it up. This book was in 1964, so it's a mid-grade book. I encourage people, go right now, look on eBay and see what a CGC 4.5 is selling for, and you will see that I am selling them for cheaper, and you do not have to pay the taxes. There are, as you can see, hopefully you can see, but there are no rips, no tears, no coupons missing, no writing. Of course, there is no grader's notes on this, so, I cannot see what is inside the book. But this is in great shape for a 4.5. And again, because I bought it already graded, I do not know if it was pressed or dry cleaned. So hopefully people are looking on eBay to see that, somebody may say, oh, that's a little expensive. Go see what they're selling for. And you'll see this is the cheapest of the lowest ones on eBay. So Daredevil is something I do not mind holding on to if it does not sell. So we'll give it another 30 seconds to have people take the time to check it out. And again, make sure you're in live chat, not top chat. Hopefully we will have one bidder today. We'll see as we go. Again, I know because based on the emails I got earlier, a lot of people looking for some of the books towards the end. So they might be saving what they have. Thank you, Simon. All right. Last chance on this book, Daredevil #2. I'm actually surprised no one's bidding on it, but that's okay. Because once they start bringing out the trailers of Daredevil, this book's going to go up. So all that's going to do is make me a little bit more profit. So a lot of people miss out on opportunities because they think, well, the prices are not going up right now. It's like a dam breaking. You can have cracks in the dam for a long time and it leaks a little water. Once the dam bursts, it's not stoppable. So Devil's going to keep going up. So going once, going twice, and no sale. All right, that one's perfectly fine. That is another book that will no longer be available. So since nobody bid on it, you don't have to worry about contacting me about that book. I'm just going to keep that and let it continue to rise in price, which is fine with me. Now, this the bag that's covering this book is a little ripped, so that's not on the casing itself, and it's not on the comic. Bidding on this one, this is where they start getting a little bit more expensive, but again, it's cheaper than what you can find if you have not purchased this book already. The bidding on this one starts at $999, which is a lot cheaper than what you'll get on eBay. I have 2 of these available. I may sell both. I may sell neither. I guess that depends on you guys. But this is Miss Marvel #1. Now remember, the TV show, even I said, was not watchable. So I'm not going to sit here and try and sugarcoat things to make a sale. That's not what I'm about. But keep in mind, she's going to be in the movies when they do the Young Avengers. I believe she's going to be part of that. So this book, do they recast or do they, get a better writer? Who knows? But when they have the movies and everything, that's going to have interest in these characters go up again. Now, this is a key book for her appearances. This is where Kamala Khan becomes the new Miss Marvel. This is the 1 in 100 sketch variant. So this is a very desirable book. This book I did get graded myself back in, I think, 2016. It was never pressed and dry cleaned because this was before I knew that was a thing, and I still got it a 9.8. So this book was never pressed and never dry cleaned, and it got a 9.8. Now, does that guarantee a pressing will give it a 9.9? Probably not, but hey, you never know. So go look on eBay for this book. It's a 1 in 100 sketch variant graded a 9.8 with white pages. And I'm starting the bidding at only $999. This is definitely another book that will continue to go up once you get the next phase of the movies going. I perfectly, honestly, and like I said, integrity means more than sales to me. I hope they recast her as the hero. I don't know the actress's name, or they get a better writer and actually write something that makes the character a lot more interesting, but you never know. Emilio says Miss Marvel TV show was awesome. So see, there you go. Most people who've watched it feel the same way. My daughter loved it and now a new fan. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Just because I may not like something and you may not like something doesn't mean everybody's going to be that way. There are going to be people that will have liked the show and maybe will like the movies when they make them. So, again, you can have 5,000 people say they didn't like it, and you have one person that loved it, and they're interested in stuff like this. So don't get discouraged when you are doing sales. If you are trying to buy books or any kind of investment to resell, one of the biggest things about a salesperson they have to learn is never assume the buyer. Never assume that because you might be able to not afford something or you might not like something that somebody else is going to be the same situation. So people are going to be missing out on opportunities for these books because I've seen it. Like when I was telling people to buy Ultimate Fallout 4, when you could buy it for $10, $12, people are like, I don't want it. I can get it anytime. Well, you can't even get it for 10 times that amount in a low grade book. So if people miss out, this is another book that will not be for sale once the auction is closed, because I'll just wait for the Young Avengers to come out, and this book will continue to go up. So we have, again, this is a 9.8 CGC. I got this graded myself. This is before I knew there was pressings and dry cleaning, so I got a 9.8 without a pressing and dry cleaning. And Joey says it wasn't meant for adult males, that's for sure. The show is geared towards adolescents. But unfortunately, adolescents aren't the ones that are buying these books. So if you're a parent of an adolescent, this might be a good Christmas present for somebody. But going once, going twice. That book will no longer be for sale. I'll just hold on to it. All right, so this is an easy auction for me. So far, I don't have to worry about going out to package anything. Joey says the actress will do much better in the Marvel movies. I definitely hope so. They definitely need to get some better writers. But again, like he said, this was not meant for people like me, which is unfortunate. You can make things for adults and for kids. I mean, look at the Toy Story franchise. That was made for kids, but adults love it too. So you can make it so everybody's happy, not just one particular section, because then you're omitting part of your audience, and your audience is what pays for things. But, it's probably why I don't work for Hollywood. All right, now let's start getting into some of the bigger keys. I'm not going to say what particular movie or TV show, if you haven't seen this. It's not really a spoiler alert at this point because it's out there. But Hercules was confirmed to be in the MCU. It was just a brief cameo. So does he end up with his own movie or TV show? Who knows? But he will have some further actions in the MCU going. So this is a book that's going to continue to go up. This is another one of those books that it doesn't need a movie or TV show to have value. The book is going to start out at only $499. We got Journey into Mystery, annual number 1. This is the first appearance of Hercules, who has been confirmed from an end credit scene to be in the MCU. Where it goes from there, obviously it's going to be more than just a cameo. So this book is going to continue to be on the rise. This is a PGX 4.0, off-white to white pages. And this is, for some reason, they did not write that this is the first appearance of Hercules. So that is a bad job on PGX's account on that one, but this is his first appearance. Sometimes I've seen CGC forget things, so, it happens. It does have grader's notes on the back. This is one of the books I got graded. Multiple stress lines along the spine. Moderate cover, edge spine wear. 2-inch spine split at bottom front cover, which is exactly why this book got only a 4.0. But still in very good condition. I'm one of those people, if the damage is going to be somewhere on the book, I'd like it to be along the edge because it's a lot harder to see, especially if you get the book, in a slab. But for a book that's a thicker book, these books tend to get damaged a lot. This came in 1965. So again, this is a book where it's going to continue to go up in price. So don't be scared at what prices are going for these books. Because, like they say, you got to spend money to make money. So this book is only starting out at $499. Go look on eBay. Remember, they also charge taxes. So not only do I list these cheaper than what you can get the cheapest one on eBay for, that's before they add the taxes to the sale. So $499 for Journey into Mystery Annual Number 1 at a 4.0 off-white to white pages. So we'll give it another 30 seconds. Just in case if you're just tuning in, this is, believe it or not, an auction. You would not know by the no bid so far, but if you want to place a bid, you can have the opportunity to do so. Starting at only $499 plus shipping. Again, go look at what these are costing. Some awesome Ottoson book, not to mention Hercules, very cool. I agree. And definitely a book people should add to their collection. But oh, and just in case if you didn't see, there is somebody wrote in ink, like one of those grease pencils at number 15. But to me, Daniel says, can I do a $100 down payment cash app? Yeah, you could do the payment plan. Payment plans are for all of these. So if you want to do the payment plan, that's perfectly fine. And Daniel, you've purchased from me many a time, so I'm not worried about you making a bid and not paying for it. So we may have our first bidder. We'll see. But this is $499 starting. This is Journey into Mystery Annual Number 1. This is one that I will be shocked if people miss out on because of the fact that they just put him in an end credit scene, which means he's going to be in other movies. Now, whether he gets his own solo movie or not, who knows? But could he end up having somebody play him that had the same charisma as Chris from playing Thor? We'll see. So we're going to give a chance. And remember, any of these books can do a 4-month payment plan. Well, like I said, Daniel, you've bought from me many times, so I will make an exception for you if you need to put a little bit less down. So if you want to place a bid, now is your opportunity because I'm going to end this soon. And if this does not get a bid, this is one of the books that will not be available after the auction is done. Because I know this book is going to continue to go up. Alright, so this is the last chance if somebody wants to place a bid. Journey into Mystery, Annual Number 1, PGX 4.0, off-white to white pages. Daniel, I'm giving you an opportunity. If you want to place a bid, now's the chance to do so. Otherwise, this one will actually no longer be for sale. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to see if you want to place the bid of $4.99 or pass on it, which is, you know, understandable if you can't do it. All right, going once, going twice. All right, so no sale. All right, so I gave Daniel an opportunity, did not respond. I guess he'll contact me. Let me see. See if I just got an email. Let me see. He might have been leaving a deposit. No. Okay. All right. So that book I am going to be keeping because I'm just going to wait for that book to end up increasing in value once we see. You did miss the Hulk 449. The good thing is you can pick that book up for $199 if you're interested. Contact me afterwards because nobody placed any bids on it. So it is available so far. Every single comic is available, which is pretty good for people that might be watching this later on. So far, no one's placed a bid. But we'll see if that trend changes once we see some of the books coming up. Alright, so next up, we got a key issue. This has been confirmed for a Season 2. This, of course, did not need a movie or a TV show to increase its value, but it definitely helps. This, of course, is Tales of Suspense number 57. This is the first appearance of Hawkeye. So he is a major Avenger and has his own TV show where they have confirmed Season 2. This is a 3.0 PGX cream to off-white pages. This is a book I did get graded myself. This is only starting at $599. Let me show the back and I will read the grader's notes. So this is absolutely one of those books you should be adding into your collection if you do not have this book. go look up how much this book cost on eBay. And again, they charge taxes. I do not. So the starting bid on this will be $599 if you are interested. I will read the greatest notes on it. It has a 2 1/4 inch spine split at the top, which is the reason why it's got a lower grade. Multiple stress lines along the spine. You know, a book from the 60s. You're going to have people that actually read the books. Moderate cover, edge, and spine wear. And multiple minor edge chips at the top edge of the back cover. I'll show that. There's not major amounts, but there is a little bit at the top. It's not like it's shredded or anything. But of course, these are all expected for a lower grade book. And how many times have I said low grade is better than no grade? It is cream to off-white pages, origin and first appearance of Hawkeye. All right, so we have our first bidder, Daniel, with $599 for Tales of Suspense. And you see what he did? He put the TOS. So this way I know you're bidding on the comic that's shown, because sometimes people have top chat instead of live chat, and there might be a 30-second delay. So we have our first bid, which means this book will be sold. So if you want to get this book, the bidding would be in $10 increments. So you could bid $609, or you can go for the gusto and bid a higher bid and put somebody out of their misery. But I'll leave that up to you. So if we get at least one more bidder, we'll go until we have somebody fold. But remember, I also, like Daniel asked, I do have a payment plan where you can buy any of these books, where you can do up to 4 months of payments. I don't charge any interest. I don't charge any fees. The first month's payment must be made at the auction close. But of course, like I said, Daniel, you've purchased from me many a time. So if you need to do a little bit lower for the first payment, I have no problem with that. And Daniel, great books. Thank you. We're not done yet. They're going to get better as we go. So the bidding has started at $599. This is a Silver Age key book. He's not going anywhere yet. And of course, you know, you're going to have the younger version of Hawkeye taking over in the Young Avengers. So even though that is another character, still has the Hawkeye name, which is going to bring attention to books like this. So, you know, I always say go with the original. So we'll give it another minute, so if people have the chance to understand that this book will be sold. I know Daniel, he honors every single bid, so he will not back out in this. So this will be gone unless you take your chance to do the bidding. Tales of Suspense number 57. This is from 1964. Cream to off-white pages. Yeah, that'll be coming. All right, so this is your final chance to do a bid. Otherwise, Daniel is going to be a very happy camper owning this book. It's such a deal, because I always make sure I sell books for cheaper than what you can get them currently on eBay. So, last chance to place a bid of $609 or more. Going once. Going twice. And we have our first bidder and winner. Congratulations, Daniel. You got a very good deal on that book. So let me just write down the information on that book. Tales of Suspense number 57. So that is $5.99 plus the shipping. And you're going to do the payment plan. So congratulations on that. There's all the information. Anybody else could write that down as well if you are interested in contacting me or making a payment. Because remember, any of these books, because so far every book except for that one, a few of them I'm no longer going to be selling, but they can be. You can contact me anytime within the next couple of days and say you saw one of the books, and it will be available for the minimum bid if you're interested. All right, so congratulations, Daniel. We have broken the bidding cherry. So let's get to the second half, and these are all going to be some big boy comics. So here we go. The bidding on this one starts at only $699. This is, again, another book I've been telling people for a long time to get. This is a CGC graded 8.0 cream to off-white pages. I bought this one graded, so I do not know if it's been pressed or dry cleaned. So that might be something to consider, where you could potentially crack it open if you wanted to take the chance, get it pressed and dry cleaned, and maybe even get a higher bump. But this is a book you should be getting if you haven't gotten it already. This, of course, is Iron Man and Submariner issue 1. This is a one-shot. This predates both Iron Man #1 and Submariner #1. Now, there is a little writing on it. There's like somebody wrote like the letter C. I don't know if you could see that. Hold on, see right there to the left of the wording? That's the only major problem. Obviously, a dry cleaning cannot get rid of pen, but I think that's why it got down as low, if you want to call it low, an 8.0. But this is a key book. Creamed off-white pages, and it does state it predates both Iron Man #1 and Submariner #1, Whiplash, and Destiny appearance. This is definitely, now that we know that Submariner has entered the MCU, which we've known about for a while. That's why I'm actually shocked when people wait until the last minute to buy books. But, you know, there might be a new collector or somebody that did not have money, so if you couldn't buy anything because you didn't have the funds, you know, I can understand that. But now's the time, if you haven't gotten this book, it should be something that you acquire. $699 plus shipping. And remember, there is no tax on this book. This is a CGC 8.0, which is a pretty high grade for a book from 1968. So again, we'll accept payment plans if you need them. Obviously, if you pay it all up front, you'll get the book much faster. But go look on eBay what these are selling for, and I have listed this cheaper than before they add the taxes to the lowest buy it now offer for this book. So this is going to be another book that if it does not sell, it will no longer be available for sale, because Submariner is not going to be a one and done character. I have a feeling they're going to make him kind of the anti-hero at first and then turn him into a hero later. I think that's going to be the plan. Or it could end up that they team him up with Doctor Doom like they did in Fantastic Four #6, which is the first appearance of Doctor Doom and Submariner working as a evil villain team. It's the first one in Marvel history. So they could go that route, and he could become a hero at one point. But I have a feeling he's going to end up working with Doctor Doom. But you should be buying up all of the Submariner keys you can get at this point if you are looking for investments, because these books are going to continue to go up. So never have the mindset of, oh, look how expensive the book is. Well, if you buy this book at $699 and then Submariner is so good he gets his own solo movie and ends up with a 3-movie set like Iron Man, and of course I can't guarantee that, this could be a $3,000-$4,000 book. So I see the potential in that, but I figured because I have several copies of this book, I can afford to get rid of one and put it in somebody else's hands that may not own it. So this is the last chance. If this does not sell now, this will not be available after the auction has closed, because I will keep this one in my collection and just watch the value continue to go up. So I'll give it another 30 seconds for anybody to go on eBay to look these up. Now, so far, no one's done their due diligence. I usually get people placing in the chats how much these are selling for. So make sure you're verifying these so you can see I always sell my books for cheaper. I go to the lowest available sale on eBay. Now, of course, auctions don't count because somebody could start it at 99 cents. But this is definitely a key book. And remember, this predates Iron Man #1 and Submariner #1. So Iron Man and Submariner #1, somebody go for that book. Love it, but I already own 2 raw copies. Hopefully you have some higher grade books, but I can understand. But I always tell people, when you get extra copies of a book, like what I'm doing now, it gives you the ability to either trade it for another book you like or sell it and still own the book. So I've always told people, especially if there's an investment comic or any kind of investment, get multiples if you can, because this way you won't have to worry about having seller's remorse. If you only have one issue and you sell it, now you don't own it anymore, and you're like, oh, well, now I regret selling it. Having multiple copies gives you a lot more flexibility to be able to do a trade for something else you may want, or to sell it at a time where you might just need the funds, and now you still own the comic. So, last chance for this book. Like I said, if this does not sell, this is not a book you can contact me with afterwards, because I'm just going to keep this for myself and watch it increase in value. So again, $699 for a CGC 8.0 creamed off-white pages, Iron Man and Submariner #1. Going once. Going twice. Alright, no sale. So this one will no longer be available for sale. I'm going to hold on to that one and watch it increase in value. So let's get to the next one. This is another one. I have 2 copies. I may or may not sell a second one. We will see. But this is for the Star Wars fans. This is definitely a key issue. The bidding on this starts at $825, which is much cheaper than what other people are selling for on eBay. And again, they charge tax. I do not. So, starting bid of $825. This is, I don't know if it's Kanan or Canon. I think it's Kanan, so forgive me if I mispronunciate. This is Canon, The Last Padawan. This is the Plunket 1 in 25 variant. This is a 9.8 PGX with white pages. This is a book I got graded myself. And you can see with a book that has almost all black front and back cover, this book is pretty darn clean. I have 2 copies of this book. As of now, I may sell both. Guess it depends on if somebody bids on this. So, of course, they're doing a lot of stuff with Star Wars. These books are going to continue to go up. Who knows if they do a solo series of this book? I mean, this book is going to be in the thousands. Especially when you're talking that this is the higher 1 in 25 variant of the first appearance of this character. And I also know there's a bunch of other characters. So it says the first appearance of Carrion, Jarius, Ezra, Bridger, Chopper, C1 10P, Hera, Sabine Wren, that's another one people know about, Zeb, or Telios in comics. There's a lot of first appearances in this one. So, again, if this does not sell now, this will no longer be available for sale. So this is an opportunity that people may miss out on, because they're doing a lot of stuff with Star Wars over at Disney, and they're gonna be doing that for probably another decade. So, again, I got this sent myself, so I did not buy it from somebody else. I sent these in to get graded myself. They both came back 9.8 with white pages. If this does not get a bid, this one is another book that will no longer be available for sale. So this is the 1 in 25 variant. Bidding starts at only $825. This is the desired variant. And again, thank you to the 27 people that have hit the like button. Hopefully people of the 52, hopefully the other half, will be kind enough to hit the like button. Alright, so this is the last chance on this book. Star Wars Canon, The Last Padawan. 1 in 25 Plunket variant. 9.8 with white pages. Only $825 going once. Going twice. And this is one of the comics that will no longer be for sale. I'm going to hold on to that, wait for him to do a solo series, or him or some more of those characters to be in the Disney movies or TV shows, and there will be a day that people will regret they didn't buy it for that cheap. But, yep, you got to do what's best for you, and I understand that. All right, next up, this is a Silver Age first appearance key. This is a high-grade book. Prices are going to start getting a little higher at this point. Again, I do offer the 4-month payment plans to make it a little bit easier if you need it. No interest or anything like that, but remember the first payment has to be made today if it's something you want to add to your collection. So the bidding on this one starts at $1,295. This is for people who like high-grade books. This is Amazing Spider-Man, number 46. That is the first appearance of the Shocker. I got this book graded myself. This is a PGX 9.0. So very fine, near mint, with white pages. And I'll show the back of this book. I actually thought this was going to be a higher grade. But I'm not disappointed with a 9.0. So go look at what this book in higher grade is selling for. And you will see again, not only am I selling it for cheaper than the lowest listing, I'm selling it cheaper before they add the tax. On a book like this, you're talking another $200 or so in taxes, depending on what you bought it for. But this book is clean. This book came out in 1967. This is a major appearance of a Spider-Man Marvel villain. So again, this is 9.0, white pages, origin and first appearance of the Shocker. It does have some graders notes, so I will read that. Go look this up. It has a very light 2-inch crease on the back cover, edge crease on the front cover, minor edge wear, multiple very minor stress lines along the spine. So that's why it lowered a grade a little bit. But again, I'm not disappointed in a 9.0. And this is definitely one of those books that people would love to add to their collection, especially for people looking for higher grades. So go look at how much this cost on eBay. And again, I do not charge tax. So you're talking about $200, $250 added to whatever the lowest price you see on eBay is. So you'll see this is a savings, and this is another book that does not need a movie or a TV show because it's a first major appearance of a villain, of Amazing Spider-Man villain. So 9.0, only $1,295. Again, I will accept payment plans. This book is clean, especially for a book from 1967. So whoever bought this originally probably never read it and just probably put it away. So here's your chance to own a high grade, very fine near mint copy of an early Amazing Spider-Man comic. This is a book that will be available after the auction. So 9.0, Amazing Spider-Man number 46, first appearance of the Shocker. Again, white pages, $1,295. Yeah, unfortunately, but somebody may not have the funds or they're waiting for one of the other books. So, to me, like I've said, books that don't sell, there's many a book that did not sell that I will make a killing on. When I had my flea market back in 2020, I was selling my 9.8 She-Hulk number 1 for $150, and nobody wanted it. Good luck trying to get a 9.0 for that price. So, to me, one of the things I love about these comics, because that's why I buy mostly key issues, for the most part, of course, not every book is going to go up, but a lot of the books that I get will just continue to appreciate in price. So if people miss out and they don't see the value in where it's going because they're basing it on where it is, that just helps me in the long run. So this is the last chance if you are interested in this book. High grade opportunity for a first appearance of a major Spider-Man villain. $1,295 is the starting bid. Payment plans are available. Going once, going twice, no sale. Alright, so the good thing is I'm going to save a lot of gas and trips to the post office. But we never know. We still got a bunch of books to go. So now we're starting to get into some more of the major keys at this point. This is where I'm getting to where a lot of people were emailing me. Alright. This one starts at only $599. This, to me, is a must-have, in my opinion, but I'll leave that up to you to make that decision. So this is a CGC graded book. I bought this one already graded, so again, like I said in the other times, I cannot guarantee if this has been pressed or dry cleaned, or pressing and dry cleaning can help it. I leave that up to you. But this has off-white to white pages. It is graded a 6.5, starting at $599. Submariner, #1. Now, of course, this isn't the first appearance of the Submariner, because that's in the Golden Age, and you're talking probably a 0.5 would be about $12,000. But this is the next best thing. This was made in 1968. It's a CGC 6.5 off-white to white pages. This is it's the continuation of Iron Man and Submariner #1 and the origin of Submariner retold. So this is his first Silver Age premiere issue. This is another book. If it does not sell now, I will not have this for sale, because with the Submariner being in the MCU, I have several copies of this, so I don't mind selling one, but if it doesn't sell today, I'm just going to sit on this one and watch it continue to go up in price. So this is your only opportunity, from me at least, to be able to get this book cheaper than you could get on eBay. Starting bidding is only $599, and this is a CGC 6.5 off-white to white pages. And of course, like I said, this is a book that I bought already graded, so I do not know if it was pressed or dry cleaned. But this is absolutely a book that is harder to get in higher grade, just because I guess the colors in this book, it almost looks very faded, but that's the way they designed the book. Some of them go from really light blue to a darker, not dark blue, but especially, you'll notice if you have copies of this book, that tends to be very faded. You can see there's a very deep blue where you see the image of the Submariner in the little letterbox there. So this is another book that will no longer be for sale if somebody does not see this as a buying opportunity to get this book, because it's not going to go down in price unless the actor does a horrible job. And considering I think they've hired an actor that is going to be doing multiple movies, I'm sure they considered that, and I don't believe, well, nothing's guaranteed, we'll just put it that way. But I have a strong feeling that this book is just going to continue to go up. So you may be missing out on an opportunity if you have not had the chance to own this book yet. So this is the last chance. Michael says, I've bought from Chris before. He packages great and ships very fast. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that, and I take a lot of pride in that. No book has ever arrived damaged. So knock on good wood for that. All right, so last chance on this book. It will no longer be for sale. Submariner #1, CGC 6.5, only $599. Remember, I do not charge tax. Going once. Okay, we do have a bid. All right, so John, I'm sure he looked at eBay and saw the opportunity on this book. All right, so this book now has a bid, so that means somebody else, if they want to place a bid, it has to be a bid of $10 or more. So the next bid would be, where is it? 609. Or, of course, you can bid an even number to make it easier, or go higher and say, I want this book. But this is a key book. And there we go. Gary says, last sale, $715 for a 6.5. Now, remember, that's before taxes. So with taxes, that's probably closer to $800. So remember, you got to remember that with eBay, they charge tax for their purchases. So when you see a sale, they do not show the price including tax. So we'll give it a minute or two. John will be the owner unless somebody decides they want to join in and place a bid. But this is absolutely a book that's going to continue to go up. This would not have been for sale after this. But like I said, I have several copies of this book, so I do not mind selling one. Because like I said, getting multiple copies of a book allows you to be able to do what I'm doing right now and give somebody else the opportunity to buy a book that they may not have been able to own. And, you know, they're buying it from somebody where it's going to be delivered quickly, it's going to be delivered securely, and it will be delivered. You know, if you've watched my videos, I've had people I bought from eBay that tried to scam me. One of them was for a $5,000 book. I think that happened twice. All right, so this is your last opportunity. John is right now the winning bidder, unless you place a bid of $609 or more within the next 30 seconds. Again, I will show the book. Now, this does not have grader's notes. I think if you go on the CGC website, there may or may not be grader's notes by looking up the barcode. Sometimes, even if somebody is supposed to get grader's notes, CGC doesn't do it, but you'd have to look at the notes. I don't know if they charge for that anymore, but 6.5 off-white to white pages. There is a bid, so this is going to be sold to John in the next 30 seconds. Michael says, I have 5 copies of Ultimate Fallout 4. Took your advice. Very smart man. Hopefully you took advantage of also the Edge of Spider-Verse 2. That's another book that's going to continue to go up. All right, this is the final call if you want to place a bid. The bidding is now at $609 or higher for Submariner number 1. This is a CGC 6.5. And like I said, full disclosure, I bought this already graded, so I do not know if it has been pressed, which means if it hasn't, you could potentially crack this open and get it repressed or pressed and dry clean. It may get a higher grade, but of course I cannot guarantee that. But if it does, that makes the deal even better. All right, going once, going twice, and we have our second winner. Congratulations on that, John. Let me give you the information. You can use Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. If you live in Florida and you live near Tampa, and you want to meet me in person, you could pay cash, because anybody paying cash or mailing a money order will get 10% off the total price. So that is the information. You can also contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com after you have sent the purchase. Keep in mind, anybody that makes a purchase, they cannot make another bid until they pay for the auction that they've won. So let me just write down this information. So you got a really good deal on that book at only $599. You're going to get some good profit on that in a couple of years, and that's smart investments. All right, so John Rowe, congratulations on that book, because like I said, that would have been one that I would have taken off the market if no one bid. So you got a great deal on that one. All right, so now we're getting into the major keys at this point. So these are the books that I had several people email. Now, this particular book is one of the few PGX books I did not really agree with the grade. So even though it's a 5.0, I'm selling it at a 4.0 price. I don't believe they pressed and dry cleaned this one. It might have been one that they forgot. I think a dry cleaning can help this part a little bit. But again, even though it's listed at a 5.0, I want to be fair to my buyers. I want everybody to be happy. I'm going to point it out. But like I said, I'm listing it at a 4.0 price. This to me is a no-brainer if you do not own this book. This is Fantastic Four number 49. First appearance of the Black Panther. Now, of course, there is Black Panther 2 coming out, which of course is what confirms Submariner's role in that movie. I mean, that's not a spoiler at this point. I don't know who is going to be the new Black Panther, but they're saying it's either, I forget the one that played in The Walking Dead, or his sister. I don't really agree with it, but it's kind of hard to replace an iconic character anyway, regardless. But, I mean, again, you don't need a movie for this character to be iconic and raise itself in value. Now, here's where I disagree with a 5.0. It does have a little bit of staining. There's a circular stain. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's not mold or anything, but it looks like somebody dropped almost like coffee droppings or something. I don't know what it is. But the back looks really good. So I am starting the bidding on this at only $899. This book, it has, I'll read the grader's notes. It has off-white to white pages. Everything else looks pretty darn good. So it still could get a 5, but you could see that little spotting underneath. It looks almost like he's soiling himself as he jumps to go fight with the Fantastic Four. So maybe his first appearance, he was really scared and unfortunately soiled his suit. I don't think that's the original artwork, full disclosure. But again, even though it's listed as a 5.0, I want to be fair to my subscribers and make sure they're happy. So I am listing this cheaper than a 4.0 price on eBay. So go look on eBay at a Fantastic Four number 52, which of course is the first appearance of Black Panther. You will see that I am listing this cheaper than a 4.0 before taxes. This will be another comic that will no longer be for sale if somebody is not wise enough to see the investment potential of this book if no one bids on this now. Again, payment plans. So let me read the grader's notes, because this was a PGX book. I got graded myself. So again, go look on eBay at a 4.0. This is $899. That's cheaper than what a 4.0 is listed on eBay before they add the taxes. So with that being said, we got, it's a minor bug chew, which, I don't know, it doesn't even look like a bug chew. It just looks like a little bit of, you know, sometimes people flip through the page through the top and it looks just like a little chipping. But they're calling that a bug chew. I mean, I'm not a bug expert, but I don't really see anywhere else that would be considered a bug chew. But that's what they say that is. It could be, but it's, a, as you could see right there, very minuscule. To me, it looks like just a little bit of like chipping, but they list it as a minor bug chew. Multiple stress lines along the spine, cover edge and spine wear, which I showed you. The slight water stains is what they're talking about. 1/3 of an inch spine split, staining paper pulls on the front cover. So there is a little bit of pull here. Maybe there might have been tape there at some point, or maybe somebody put their coffee cup or something on there and it kind of got stuck a little bit. Can I go 800 on this? We'll see if anybody places a bid. Give it a minute, and I'll consider it, but we'll see, because I want to see if anybody has the opportunity. So the bidding starts at $899, but I'm going to be fair. If no one bids for it, I would be willing to sell it to Daniel for $800, because he's bought from me probably 10 times. He's probably the largest purchaser of comics from me, from anybody. So I'll talk to me afterwards, but we'll see. They're going to call it marbling. Yeah, so again, it's listed at a 5.0. It's still in great condition overall. It's just that center part. That's the major problem. Okay, so he changed his mind. That's fine. To me, I have no problem with stuff like that, because, I mean, you know, that's how you get better deals. This will be a book that will not be for sale if there are no bidders. So it has a minor little water stain. It doesn't have wrinkles or anything, but it does have, it's a circular part here where it looks like he soiled himself. So like I said, I always have full disclosure. I want to make sure somebody's happy with their purchase. But, you know, sometimes you can't afford a higher grade book. But like I said, even though it's listed at a 5.0, it's one of the few PGX grades I did not agree with. I mean, I don't know how they really grade these kind of things, but I just felt like 5.0 is not what I believed it would be. So I'm selling it under a 4.0. So this is what I'll do, because Daniel asked for it, but he backed out. If somebody's interested in this book at $800, I will give them 24 hours to email me. The first person that emails me $800 plus shipping, I will give them this book for that price. I will honor it, because I want to make sure people are happy. And that's why it's like, to me, I'm not worried about making the ultimate profit. I'm not the type that's going to care more about profit than my customers or my subscribers. So even though I've seen many people where they'll get a CGC 9.8 and they'll look at it and say there's no way it's a 9.8, but they'll say, well, I got it, and they turn around and flip it. That to me is being dishonest and taking advantage of people who may not know the difference between a 9.8 and a 9.6 or a 9.4. I really want to be fair with my viewers, because that means something to me. And as you can see when I talked in my video the other day, I practice what I preach. So even though this is listed at a 5.0, I'm listing it for under a 4.0, and I would be willing to sell it for $800 to the first person that emails me and says they want it. Of course, that doesn't include shipping, but that's only $19.99 or $39.99 if you live in Alaska, Hawaii, or Canada. So this is the first appearance of Fantastic Four's Black Panther. Well, not Fantastic Four's Black Panther, but you know what I mean, in Fantastic Four. This was in 1966. Overall, it is in still great condition. So this is what we're going to do right now. If somebody wants to bid now for $800, I will allow it. If not, the first person who contacts me after the auction is closed and says, I want to buy that book for $800 plus the shipping, I will honor it. Because I want to make my subscribers happy. And this is my last copy of this book, so I will not own this book anymore after this. So I sold all my multiple copies. But I was never a huge Black Panther fan, so I would rather give it to somebody else that will be happy with it. And Norrin Rad, for a 60-year-old book, it presents well. Yeah, and I mean, the back is pretty perfect for a book from the 60s. It has some minor things. The only problem is in this area, it looks like somebody might have placed a coffee cup, and it got a little sticky. But to me, I don't care about that, especially if you can get it below what it's worth. Because it doesn't matter if you get a 0.5. If you bought it for $100 or $200 less than what it's worth, and you sell it for $100 or $200 more than you paid for it, well, you made a profit. So, sometimes people do not see the beauty in imperfection. I am one of those people that takes advantage of those. I hope you will too. All right, so last chance on this book, unless you want to contact me within 24 hours. After 24 hours, if nobody contacts me for this book, it will no longer be for sale. But because Daniel asked for an exception on this book, I am willing to be that flexible. So here's the last chance. If you want to bid, you can bid. We'll start the bidding at $800. Going once. Going twice. All right, so no sale on this one. I mean, some people, things like that are an issue. I understand that. I do not judge. To me, personally, I don't care. As long as the book isn't shredded and looks disgusting. And even that, I'll buy lower grade books that are books that I may not be able to afford, in a higher grade. I mean, I have a 1.5 Avengers #1 where they cut out the Hulk. Some people may not like that. I got it at a deal that was worth it for me. I have two Fantastic Four #1s, but I also have a Fantastic Four #1 that is a 0.5 that has it's coverless but has a facsimile cover. I got it at a steal, and people laughed at me at that point. Now it's worth about 10 times what I paid for it. So there are always deals out there on stuff. And remember, again, you can have 5,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people not like something or not be interested in something. It only takes one person to buy something you're selling to make it worthwhile. So I will give 24 hours. If somebody wants to pick up that book for $800, it will go to the first person that emails me and confirms. So be quick on that if you want it. GPA last sale at a 4.0 is $100. Gary, I find that hard to believe. That's got to be a reprint or something. If somebody bought a 4.0 for $100 of the first appearance of Black Panther, I'd either had to be a fake account or that was some kind of reprint or a Canadian variant or something. I would be shocked if a Fantastic Four first appearance of Black Panther at a 4.0 sold for $100. So I'd have to see that. Last 5.0, $1,275. Well, there you go. So that 4.0, I just don't see that as something. I'm not saying that you're lying or anything. I'm just saying that it just does not seem. That's an anomaly if that happened. I guarantee you, if it sold for $100, the seller probably backed out and probably didn't sell it. Or that's a reprint. But the 5.0 sounds about right. All right, so let's get on to the next book. Yeah, and he said it wasn't 100. I didn't think so. I'm like, if somebody got a 4. If you get the first appearance of Black Panther for $100 and it's a 0.5, you got a good deal. 4.0 for $100, that's a major steal. And I guarantee you, if that was an auction, somebody that sold that would probably have said, "Oh, I lost it," or "It's no longer for sale." Probably meant 1,000. That would be more realistic. Yeah. So within 24 hours, if somebody says, "I'll take that book for 800 plus shipping," I will sell it. If after 24 hours, if no one contacts me, I'm just going to hold on to that book because Black Panther ain't done. I mean, unfortunately, the original actor passed away. Gary says 1,029 was the actual sale. Yeah, that makes more sense. $100. I'm like, you can't even get a 0.5 for $100. So thank you for clarifying that. So Gary, you might have just forgot to hit one of the zeros. But that's okay. But yeah, so you could see a 4.0 sold for 1,029. And remember, that's before taxes. So you add about another $80 in taxes. So you're talking about $1,100 for that book. I'm right now willing to sell it for $800. So even if it comes back a 3.5, you still have room to make money. So I don't try and, nickel and dime people and try and get as much money out of people so they have no room for profit. Sometimes people do not see the opportunities until it's too late. So that's okay. And yeah, I believe Sherry will take the mantle as well. I'm not thrilled about it, but, they didn't have much choice, I guess. But I think just with too much of the characters turning female, I have a problem with that. But that's just me. It doesn't mean everybody else is going to agree. And I'm not here for it to be political. All right, sorry about that. I don't have a cocaine habit or anything. Just one of my mustache hairs is kind of going up my nose because of the fan. So forgive me on that. All right, let's get to the next one. Now we're starting to get in some of the big boys. And again, write down this information if you haven't written it down already. Oh, yeah, and there you go. Stable JCPenney reprint. And they look like the original, so people have to be very careful with reprints. I take Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. If you buy with Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal friends and family, I will give a free book included. If you live in the Tampa, Florida area within driving distance, I mean, that's up to you how far you're willing to drive. But if you pay cash, you get 10% off of your total order. Or if you want to mail me a money order, once it's been cleared, I will mail out the book and you will also get 10% off. So keep that in mind. So you can also email me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. All right, so let's get to the next. This is a big boy. There is going to be a whole phase based on this character. So please do not base it on what the prices are now. Base it on where they're going. People need to pay attention to where things are going, not where things are. If you're a good investor, you're not basing things on where prices have been. You're not basing things on where prices are. You're basing them on where they're going. And this is a book that will not be for sale after this auction. So if you do not see the opportunity, that's fine. I will continue to watch this book rise. But again, the reason I'm selling this book is because I have multiple copies of it, so I do not mind selling one of them. That is my lower grade book versions of it, so I will still own it. But if it does not sell today, it will no longer be for sale. I'll wait until the phase goes on, and this character will just bring me more and more of a profit. So the bidding starts at only $899 on this book. Personally, I think people would be crazy if they can afford this book and not get it if they don't have it already. If you can't afford it, that's understandable. If you have it already, that's understandable. But if you don't have it and you can afford it, this is a book you don't want to mess up. This is, of course, Avengers issue number 8. First appearance of Kang the Conqueror, who is basically going to be one, if not the main villain in the next phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe going up until Secret Wars, where he may be a part of it and a co-part of the Secret Wars. We'll see. But this is the first appearance of Kang the Conqueror. If you do not own this book and you do not see the opportunity that is before you in this book, you should not be collecting comics, in my opinion. If you already own this book or you cannot afford it, I can understand that. But like I said, if you can afford this book and you do not own it, you will be crazy to not take advantage of this opportunity that I present to you. Go look at what the prices are for this book. This book is not going to be going down anytime soon. This is not a one-and-done character. They are basing an entire phase, if not multiple phases, on this particular character. This is a PGX, which I graded myself, 3.5 off-white to white pages from 1964. And I'll show the back. Bidding starts at only $899. Go look on eBay, see what the cheapest 3.5 is selling for, and that is before they add the taxes afterwards. All right, so we have our first bidder. Kendall starts at $900, so Kendall obviously knows that this is a buying opportunity. Obviously, if you bought this book years ago, you would have gotten a better price, but you cannot base things on where things were. You can only base them on where they are. So right now, the bidding is at $900. So if you are interested in this bid, you would have to start your next bid at $910 or higher. You know, sometimes people can try and nail that coffin shut by placing a very high bid. Daniel says sent you $400 towards that Fantastic Four. That's perfectly fine. Like I said, payment plans are available to make this easier for you. So you can split the payments into 4 payments. Just remember, first payment has to be paid today. But this is a character, like I said, is going to be geared towards the next entire phase, if not multiple phases. So this is not one of those villains that dies in the very first movie or TV show he appears in. And there are no cutouts, there's no writing. For a 3.5, this looks pretty darn good. I was actually surprised it was graded that low, but of course, I will read the grader's notes, because the best thing about the idea with PGX is I convinced them to add grader's notes to the back of the slabs. But this, if no one else bids, we're going to have a very happy person, Kendall, at $900. But I'm going to give people the opportunity to look this one up. So the bidding right now is at $900. This is the first appearance of Kang the Conqueror. This is Avengers number 8. Let me read the grader's notes on this. And what is it? Jonathan Majors, who is the person that plays Kang, has 5. It has a 5-picture deal. So there you go. So he's guaranteed to be in at least 5 different movies. And that's not to mention the TV show. Because remember, he was also in Loki. So they can also extend his contract as well. So let's read the grader's notes, but place some bids on this. Otherwise, I mean, obviously, Kendall's going to be very happy if no one else bids. But if you want this one, it's already got a bid, so it's going to be sold. All right, so we have multiple creases and stress lines along the spine. I mean, that's expected on a book from 1964. You know, like I said, that's back in the days when people actually read comics. They didn't just put them straight into a bag and board. Significant cover edge and spine wear. Weak spine. Several edge tears. Half-inch corner chip on back cover. And I'll show you that little chip. It's at the very tip of the edge. But, of course, all these things are expected in a lower grade. And say it with me, low grade is better than no grade. I mean, of course, everybody'd love to get a 9.8, but a 9.8 of this book is probably about $25,000. Not everybody has that kind of pocket change. And if you do, you know, God bless you. But overall, this presents very well. And like I say, and this is, you'll notice this is a trend with most of the books that I buy. Most of the damage on the books that I buy, for the most part, tend to be either on the back of the book or on the edge of the book. Because, I mean, honestly, I don't really care if there's a lot of damage along here. Because it's encapsulated, so it's going to be protected. But you can't really see it. And again, the only major, if you want to call it major, is that little bit in the corner right there. So this presents very well. So right now, the current bid is $900. So the next bid would have to be at least $910. But of course, you can bid higher if you want to try and bump somebody out. And Omega says, Chris has some books. He didn't unleash the big boys today. Well, not yet. Thanks to him, I bought stuff years ago and sitting good today. Yeah, I'm glad. And that's why I tell people, you know, the books I'm selling, these are not books, for the most part, where the movies are done and you have no chance of making any money. And they're not characters that nobody cares about. Like even the one with the Gore the God Butcher, which no one bid on. Yes, the movie didn't go as well. And yes, I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen the movie, but I didn't like the way they made Gore the God Butcher. But that doesn't mean that character is not going to be liked in the comics. And it doesn't mean that the book is not going to rebound. Most people buy books when they're too high, and they sell them when they get too low. The idea is if you're a smart investor, you buy them when they're on their dips, because those are what's called buying opportunities. Unfortunately, people think too much about what's happening currently, and they follow what all the other people do that are doing wrong, and then all of a sudden the book may rebound, and you're like, oh, I missed out. Don't miss out. I've been telling people for years the proper way and the best way to collect. Now, of course, if you don't have the funds, that's a whole different story. But if you do not see like the potential of books like this and where it's headed, then I would say do more investing and more research in your ability to collect. All right, so this is the last opportunity. Otherwise, Kendall is going to get a pretty good steal on a very major book that is going to be major for the next 2 to 3 years, if not more. And again, characters like this do not need a movie to make them popular. It just makes them a little bit more popular. All right, so going once, going twice. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, Kendall. You got a really good deal on that book. So let me write this down. And there's all the information to be able to do the purchases. Again, if you use Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal's friends and family, I will throw in a free comic added as a bonus. If you want to send a money order, you will get 10% off the price. Or if you live in the Tampa area and you're willing to drive, I've had people meet me in person, 10% off for any cash purchases as well. So congratulations, Kendall, on that one. You got a steal. And that book, you're going to see appreciate in value. And if you ever make a video a year or two from now and say you sold that book for double what you paid for it, you know, put that video out there. I'll put it for all my subscribers to see the missed opportunity. But again, like I said, if you don't have the cash for it, that's understandable. But if you do not see the opportunity in many of these books, you know, keep doing your research and be careful who you listen to. All right, so let's get to the next one. The shipping is, if you are in the domestic 48 continental United States, it's $19.99. If you are in Canada, Hawaii, or Alaska, it's $39.99. And if it ends up you bid for something else after you've already sent the payment, you don't have to add any shipping costs, because I will not add additional shipping unless you buy like 10 graded books or something like that. So if you make the payment and you end up bidding on something else, you don't have to worry about adding the shipping cost to the next purchase. All right, so let's get to the next book. This one starts out at $2,500. When you see it, you will understand why. Again, this is a more expensive book, but a payment plan is going to make it easier. This is a chance to get a higher grade Golden Age book. So somebody was asking about Batman. Do not have Batman today, but this is the next best thing. This is a CGC book I bought already graded, so I do not know if it's been pressed or not, which means it could potentially get pressed and dry cleaned and maybe even get a higher grade. But this is a CGC 7.0. Go look this up. There's not many of them that are available for sale, especially in that grade. This is Superman, issue number 25. Clark Kent joins the Army in this particular issue. This is a CGC 7.0. So this is for the big boys that want to add a nice high-grade book to their Golden Age collection. And there is new owners of the DC Universe, and they're saying they're going to revamp everything and really take it seriously. And they're going to focus on their three main characters, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. And they've already said they want Henry Cavill back as Superman. So this is a book many people may not have in their collection, and if they do, they probably have much lower grades. Go look up if there are any that are even close to this grade. Now, I don't have the highest grade, of course, but 7.0 is a very respectable grade for a book that's older than some viewers' grandparents. This is Superman 25. This was in December of 1943. Clark Kent joins the Army, so there is a little minor significance in this book. Light tan to off-white pages. Look at the back of this book. No writing on the coupons, no rips, no tears. It is white as snow. Bidding starts at only $2,500. You have an opportunity to get a very early Superman issue, CGC graded, 7.0. I mean, the video is not going to do this book justice. And again, I bought this book already graded. So it may not have been pressed and dry cleaned. Just imagine if you got this pressed and dry cleaned and came back a 7.5, 8.0 or higher. Of course, I can't guarantee that. But this is a big boy book. This is for the collectors out there. Now, of course, it's an opportunity to get investment because, like they said, they're going to be focusing on Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman coming up in the DC universe with the new owners, and they want to take it very seriously. So this could bring back a lot of the DC fans if they do it justice. You know, no pun intended with the Justice League. Simon R. says, wow, excellent merchandise, 7.0. You just don't see these. Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. This is bragging rights. You know, obviously it's not Superman #1, but you're not getting Superman #1 for under probably 20, 25 grand if you're lucky. I think it'd probably be even higher than that. It'd probably cost about 10 grand for a 0.5. So this is one of those where you can kind of brag to your comic collectors that you got a very early Superman. Let's see. Yeah, light tan to off-white pages. Clark Kent joins the Army. This is your last chance on this one. This one will be available if after the auction, if nobody bids on it and somebody comes along later and sees what an opportunity it is and a rare opportunity to get a higher grade Golden Age book. Again, I can take 4-month payment plans and there are no taxes. So taxes on eBay on this book would probably be about $200 to $300 extra. So I know this might be one that people may not be able to afford, but like I said, the payment plans make it a little bit easier. But here's your chance to get a higher grade CGC Superman 25. This is I believe the only DC book that is for sale. Most of my books are Marvel, so I apologize for that. Maybe I'll have some Batman the next auction, because I do have some Golden Age Batman I could sell. I just didn't put them out today. Alright, so this is the last chance, but if you're one of the people that is watching this after the auction has been closed, if nobody bids and you're interested in this, you can pick this book up for only $2,500 plus shipping. CGC 7.0, Superman number 25. I wish I had a Superman 5 7.0. Clark Kent joins the Army. So going once, going twice, no sale. Alright, that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. Alright, let's get to the next ones. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. These are all Grail big boy books. These are for the players, the people that are looking for the gems. Now, obviously, these are not mega high grade, but, you know, mega high grade means you're paying mega high grade prices. And again, I am selling these for cheaper than what you will see them listed for, the lowest listed on eBay, and it does not charge tax. Marvel gives me a headache. Well, Suppa, one of the things I always tell people about collecting, sometimes it's actually advantageous to buy things that you don't like, because it's a heck of a lot easier to get rid of something you don't like than it is something you love. So just imagine if you got yourself Detective Comics number 27. You know, Congratulations if you got that masterpiece. First appearance of Batman. That book would be very hard to sell. Not only financially, it would be hard for people to get, but you would have an attachment to that book, and probably no matter what price you sold it at, unless you made $1 million profit, you'd probably be like, oh my God, I can't believe I sold that. If you invest in things sometimes you don't like, where you can make a profit, you could end up using that and buy books you do love, because there's no attachment. And that's why I also say if you get multiple copies of a book, especially something you love, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt as much if you have to sell or trade one, because you still own it. And that's the next book I have. I have probably about 5 copies of this book. So this isn't even my highest grade book. Bidding starts on this at $2,450. Go look at what the current price is. This price is going down a little bit because the movie's already done. But again, this character does not need movies to make it valuable. There is a dip because people will sometimes overspend at peak moments because they base it on emotion. So you'll have natural ups and downs with any chart. Anything to go straight up or straight down is something you should be concerned at. So this is a buying opportunity. And if you do not see that, investing may not be for you. So the bidding starts at $2,450. We got one of the big boys. Amazing Spider-Man number 14. Of course, this is the first time Spider-Man meets the Hulk. But that's not the reason, of course, why this is significant. This is the first appearance of the Green Goblin and the only appearance of his magical vacuum cleaner. Because remember, in Amazing Spider 17, which is his Green Goblin's second appearance, he has the glider. So this is the only time where you have Green Goblin not on his glider. But, of course, first appearance of the Green Goblin. This book I got graded myself. 3.0, off-white to white pages. This does not have grader's notes because I got this graded before I convinced PGX to do the grader's notes. But it does have, it almost looks like a spider web, which is one of the reasons when I bought it I thought was pretty cool. There's a couple of color breaking lines that go all the way across, but they start out thin and they kind of spread out. So it almost literally looks like a spider web. It's not going to pick up, but it does go across the book. It starts thin here. I wonder if somebody did it on purpose. It starts thin here. There's a couple little lines until about here, and it spreads out a little bit to here. But it literally looks like a spider web. Like he's shooting a spider web. It's actually kind of cool. That's one of the reasons why I didn't care about, the damage on there. It also has a color breaking crease fold along here. It goes across. Oh, sorry. Let me do it this way. Make sure you can see it. Across here. So that's color breaking crease. But of course, that's to be expected from a 3.0. There is some spotting, a little bit of spotting on the bottom. There you go. You can see it. Not much. But of course, this is a major key issue. This book is expensive no matter what grade you buy. Even a 0.5 is going to be a couple of $100s. So go look this up. This is starting out at only $2,500. Daniel Cocker says, to prove Chris's advice, I bought a 3.5 for only $750 only a few years ago. Now look. Exactly. I invest in things that I know are going to rise over time. So at the time I sold Daniel a 3.5. I think it was one that was restored, if memory serves. But he bought that for me at the time, a few years ago, for $750. It's worth a heck of a lot more now. Same thing with this. You may think, well, $2,500 is kind of high. Well, you cannot base it on the value of the book now. Base it on where it's going. So $2,450 for this book. Yeah, you see what I mean? But that's what I mean about people sometimes regretting that I sell things at deals. So at the time, I remember that sale. Nobody bought it at $750. Yeah, it was restored, so I do remember. And he contacted me and asked me to buy it for that price. So nobody wanted it. And I guarantee you, people would be lining up. If I sold this book for $750, people would line up for it. People have to understand the potential of where things are going and what has value. I should have a reputation at this point of steering people in the right direction. So I do not try and scam people to make money. That's not what my ethics bring me. It may take a couple of years, but you're going to see your profits rise on key books. I mean, like I said, if people cannot see the opportunity in books like this, they really may reconsider wanting to invest in comics. And again, if you don't have the money for it, that I completely understand. But if you're sitting there saying, well, $2,500 is pretty expensive on that book. Well, $2,450 is a little expensive. Well, in another 5 or 10 years, this could be a $5,000 book. I guarantee you 10 years from now, if this book is $5,000, you're going to wish you would have bought it for $2,400. But again, this is another book. If it does not sell right now, I'm just going to take it off the market, let it keep going up in price. So if people do not see the opportunity and they have the ability to afford it, you know, I don't know what to say. But, you know, I try and stress these things because I want people to be succeeding like I have succeeded. And because I have several copies of this book, I am willing to let one or two go to make other people happy. So, last chance. Amazing Spider-Man number 14, first appearance of the Green Goblin, which I'm actually surprised no one's bidding because I had a couple of people email me about this book. 3.0, off-white to white pages, going once, going twice. All right, so this book is off the market. So that book will no longer be for sale. So even if you watch this later, unless you say I'll give you $4,000 or some kind of thing, $3,000 or something for that book, I might change my mind. But other than that, I'll just hold on to that and watch that price keep going up and up. All right, so we got, these are all big boy comics. These are the ones, of course, some of them are low grade, but like I say, whether you have a 0.5 or a 9.8, you still own the book. If you can't afford a 9.8 and you can only afford a lower grade, at least you still own it. This is one of those that you shouldn't pass up if you have the opportunity. All right, so this particular book starts at only $2,200. So these are big boy books, so take advantage of the payment plan if you need it. But this isn't an investment book at this point. Again, if you don't see the opportunity of where this book is going to go, maybe try stamp collecting or butterfly collecting or something. We got Fantastic Four, issue number 4. Now, again, this is not the first appearance of Submariner because that is in the Golden Age, but this is the first Silver Age appearance of the Submariner. So they brought him back from the Golden Age, and this is his first Silver Age appearance. Now, this has a lot of tape on it. Whoever taped this, I don't know why they did it. On certain spots, there's tape where it doesn't look like it needs it, but that's not considered restoration. But the browning, as you can see, is not the book, it's the tape. So it's not going to be the most beautiful book, but like I say, you can have 10,000 people that don't want it. You only need one person that says, you know what, that is at a price I can afford for the grade that I can be comfortable with, because most of the quote-unquote damage is along the edges. So you can see the majority of this book presents very well. Now, again, it has some tape on the edges, and the tape has been browning, because that means some kid did it probably back in the 60s or 70s. So the tape has browned. I would not recommend ever trying to remove the tape. But again, it's not considered restoration. But this is the first Silver Age appearance of the Submariner. This is an early Fantastic Four book, so you have two things going for it. You have it as an early Fantastic Four, which we know is already confirmed to be in the MCU coming, and it's the first Silver Age appearance of the Submariner. This is his key book outside of, the Golden Age. It is a lower grade book, but go look at what the prices are of a book like this in a 5.0. You're talking close to $10,000. So if you can afford that, hey, God bless you. Well, this is a chance to be able to own the first Silver Age appearance of the Submariner at a more affordable price. So again, go look up what this book cost. And remember, even if you saw one on eBay for the same exact price of $2,200, they're going to charge you probably about another $200 when it comes to taxes. So you're going to be, I sell these cheaper than the lowest one. So this is an opportunity. Again, the next 4 books, if they do not sell now, they will not be for sale. Because if people cannot see the buying opportunity, even at a lower grade, and I know where this is going, I can easily hold on to this and watch this $2,400 book become a $4,000 book in the next 5 years. So I'll be happy to hold on to it. Now, I understand there are people out there that are not going to like the fact that it has tape on it. But if you're one of the people that's like me who will buy a coverless book because I can see if I can get a deal, it does not matter what it looks like. If some person is happy with it and they own it, that's what's most important. So if you're one of the people that needs 9.8s, hey, good luck. If you got $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 for a book like this, you probably couldn't even get a 9.8 for that price. It'd probably be about $100,000 in a 9.8 for this book. So this is for the people who can afford only a lower grade, but this is a complete book. It does have the tape, but again, it's not a very unattractive cover. But I'll leave that up to you. So this is the last chance. Again, if these last 4 do not sell, I will just hold on to these. So the bidding on this starts at only $2,200. Again, payment plans are available. Going once. Going twice. All right, so you guys are doing me a huge favor on that one, so I'll be happy to hold on to that. So that one is no longer for sale. Same with the next ones. Yeah, so Gary says last sale, $2,500, and that's not including the taxes. So that would have been about another $200, so $2,700. I'm selling it for $2,400. Oh, where is it? $2,200. So as you can see, minimum of $300 cheaper than eBay, not including the taxes, which I do not charge. So hopefully somebody will find deals, but I have a feeling that book's just going to continue to go up. The same with these next 3. These are guaranteed money makers, no matter what you pay for them. These are books I was telling people years ago. I am fortunate enough to have 3 copies of this. I've sold 2 in the past. One to get here to Florida, I had a 6.0. Person that bought that book is making a killing. But you could still make a killing on this because this book is going to continue to go up. Like I said before, in an earlier version of this comic, they already have a TV show coming, and this is a no-brainer. It doesn't need a TV show, but it helps it. The bidding on this book starts at $2,200. Again, cheaper than what you're going to get on eBay, no sales tax. If you don't have this in your collection, now might be the time. Daredevil, #1. First appearance of Daredevil. It's a lower grade, 1.5, but again, go look at what prices are mid-grade. You're spending $10,000, $12,000 at this point, and it ain't getting any cheaper. This is the origin and first appearance of Daredevil, Karen Page and Foggy Nelson, and quote-unquote death of Baron Jack Murdoch, which of course, battling Jack Murdoch, which is his father, the boxer. I will read the grader's notes. I did get this one graded myself. It is complete. It is a lower grade book, but as I always say, lower grade is better than no grade. There is a major piece missing on the back. It's about a little bit less than a quarter of the book is missing, but that doesn't make it a 0.5 because it would have to have that missing completely. But again, this is a book that will not be for sale if nobody sees the opportunity on this book. It's going to continue to go up. Again, the only reason I'm selling it is I have 2 more of these. So for me to make somebody else happier, to be able to own a book that they may not have been able to get before, I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't need to make $10 million on a book. I will make profit regardless because I buy them before anybody else does. and see the opportunity of where they'll be in the future. So Daredevil #1, 1.5, cream to off-white pages, first appearance of Daredevil. Only $2,200 without having to pay any taxes for this book. It does have multiple stress lines along the spine, which of course is not to be surprised for a lower grade book. Significant cover, spine, and edge wear. 2-inch spine tear, and 1/4 of the back cover missing. So they consider that 1/4. I think it's a little less than 1/4. And this is a book. Go look on eBay what these are being sold for. And again, if you're basing investments on prices now and you do not see the opportunity that the fact that they have the original Daredevil actor from Netflix playing this character, which everybody wanted, if they don't see that, and the same thing with Kingpin, if they don't see the investment opportunity on this book, there's nothing I can convince you otherwise in these last couple of books. But this is a book that will not be for sale once this auction ends. So if nobody sees this as a buying opportunity, again, if you can't afford it, I completely understand. But if you have the income for this kind of book and you could take advantage of the payment plan, which, by the way, eBay does not have. I mean, PayPal, you can use the PayPal payment plan, but if you don't pay for it in time, they charge you interest. There's no interest. There's no taxes. This is your last opportunity. Otherwise, this one's going back in my box, and I'll just wait on it for another 5 years and make double the money I'm selling it for now. That, to me, is a no-brainer. All right, so Daredevil #1, first appearance of Daredevil at a 1.5 cream to off-white pages. First appearance of the Daredevil. Going once. Yeah, and Gary says, last sale, $2,439 for a 1.5, and that is not including the taxes. So basically, it would be roughly about $2,600 would be the last sale on eBay. I'm selling it for $2,200 with no taxes. So again, I understand where people can say, oh, this book is expensive. It's not getting any cheaper, and it's going to continue to go up. So if you think it's expensive at $2,200, what do you think it's going to be when it's $4,500, $5,000? I mean, look at the Fantastic Four books, how much they've gone up in value in the past 5 years. My Fantastic Four #1 that I bought at $5,000, which it was worth $5,000 at the time, 4 years ago, is now a $12,000 book. I do have a Tales to Astonish 44, but I'm not selling it today. I may do it another auction. I think I did it the last auction and no one bought it. So it's another book. I'm just going to wait for the new Ant-Man movie to come out. So that book is not for sale today. All right, so mark my words. This book will double in value, in my opinion, in the next 5 years. So if you had the opportunity, I hope you find it somewhere on eBay or somewhere else. But this one, going once, going twice. All right, Daredevil #1 is off the table. And I'm now placing it on a table. So that book will no longer be for sale. So unfortunately, people missed out on that opportunity. All right, last 2 books. These are not going to be any cheaper. So if price is too much for you at this point, it's not going to be something you're going to be able to get. But if you want a higher grade version of a major character in Marvel that is going to end up in the MCU, again, this is another book that if it does not sell now, I am taking this off the market. All right, Carrie, you're in for the $2,200 for the Daredevil. All right. Since I have not started the other one yet, I will reopen the bidding. So Carl took advantage and see that this is a buying opportunity on this book. So we're going to go back to Daredevil #1 and see if anybody else wants to place a bid. I'm glad people have the opportunity and that's why I always tell people, how many auctions do you see, even if it's not for comics, where they'll sell you something and tell you to make sure you verify on eBay to see that I am selling everything for cheaper than what the lowest one is, and I do not charge tax. Because on a book like this, you're talking about another $150 to $200 in additional taxes. that you're saving here. So not only am I lower than what the lowest auction is, well, not auction because they could start them at 99 cents, but the lowest buy it now, that's before eBay adds taxes. So I'm glad, Carl, you got in at the very last second, because if I would have moved on to the other one, I wouldn't have taken this offer. So the bidding is now $2,200 for this book, which means the next bid would have to be a $25 additional bid. But like I say, there are not many people out there that are selling stuff that tell you to verify it so you can see that I'm not trying to nickel and dime people. I'm not trying to get the most profit as possible. And because I have multiple copies, if Carl is very happy with this purchase and he gets a book he's never had before and he paid less than what he could have somewhere else, that makes me happy. And because I have still, excuse me, 2 other books, I still own the book. So I do not mind. This is not my highest grade of this book, but I want to make people happy. So Carl, you are going to get a business opportunity of a lifetime on this. Yeah, I mentioned that, Omega. Thank you. So Carl is in for $2,200 for this book. This book, in my opinion, and of course I cannot guarantee it, but in my opinion, in the next 5 years, this book is going to be about a $4,000 or $5,000 book. And many people are going to look back if they watch this video and be like, I cannot believe I missed that opportunity. But like I always say, if you don't have the funds, I can understand not bidding on something when you don't have money. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and preach to somebody. You can't offer somebody who doesn't have money to buy a house. Doesn't matter what the deal is. So this is the last chance. Otherwise, Carl is going to get a major steal. And again, if you are a good and smart investor, you don't base things on where they are. You do not base them on where they've been. You base them on where they're going. And the fact that they've gotten both actors from Netflix, the 2 major actors, and we don't know if the other actors are coming as well because I don't think they've mentioned it, but that would help it even more. But they're minor characters because everybody cares about Kingpin and Daredevil. They are going to be in a MCU TV series, and you know Daredevil is not going to stop at the TV section. He's going to end up, maybe, I don't know if he'll ever be an Avenger, but he's going to be in the movies. And if you cannot see this as a steal for the future, then you're not investing smart enough. I'm not saying anybody that's not smart, but you got to look at things in the future. So this is the last chance, and Carl, you're going to be very happy, and I cannot wait to see in 5 years. I get an email from you when I'm doing another auction 5 years from now. You know, knock on wood, I'm still alive. But saying, you know what, Chris, I bought this for you years ago and I've doubled my money. I'm not going to be jealous. I'm not going to be upset. I'm going to be happy. So last chance, $2,200 is the bid, which means it would have to be $2,225 minimum to own this book and take it away from Carl, which I don't think he'd be thrilled about. But going once, going twice. Carl, you are a smart business person. I am glad that you hopefully looked it up. You are going to have a very good purchase in the years to come. That is an investment book. So congratulations on that. There is the information. Please email me when you get the payment sent. There's many different ways you can pay. Again, if you live near the Tampa area and you'd want to drive and pay cash, you get 10% off of the price. So let me just write down your information. Congratulations on that one, Carl. I promise you, you are going to be very happy with that book in the long run. So, good job on that. All right, so, and again, email me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. So, very good, because I was not going to sell that book. So, you had, talk about perfect timing. All right, 2 more books. Like I said, this one is a higher grade book. They have not even confirmed this character for a movie yet. It's still in Rumorville. I have been telling people for years. I had connections way back when people were laughing at me of a lot of things that have ended up ultimately coming true. That eventually this character is going to be in the MCU. I know I'm right. Of course, I cannot guarantee it, but I know I'm right. That's why I invest in these things. I don't invest stupid. You see books that many people want. Yes, some of them are lower grade, but low grade is better than no grade. This is a chance to get a higher grade. Now, this isn't the highest, but again, you're going to pay through the nose. This book starts at only $2,400. Again, I encourage you to look this up because remember, I am selling it for cheaper than what other people are selling it on for eBay, and that's before they charge the tax, which will probably be about another $200-300. So please keep that in mind. If you don't own this book, it's another investment opportunity. This is Marvel Spotlight number 5. This is a PGX graded 6.5. I got this graded myself. This book, I was actually surprised it got so low. For a book that has black on the front and the white, look how clean this book is. This, of course, is the origin and first appearance of Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, and the first appearance of Roxanne Simpson. This has off-white to white pages. If you do not know the potential of where this book is going and what they are going to end up ultimately doing with this character, again, this will be another comic that if it does not sell now, I will not put it up again for another 2 or 3 years where I'll double if not triple my money. And because I have a couple of copies of this book, I do not mind selling it. But if no one sees the potential of this book, I am going to sit on it and watch it double in price in the next 2 or 3 years. This book, the Daredevil book, and the next book I show, which is the last one, are almost no-brainers if it comes to investments. And again, if you cannot afford it, I understand. But if you have the funds for this book and you do not own it, it's going to get more and more expensive. And the day they finally make an announcement for this character, which is just not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, but I don't believe I am, this book is going to skyrocket. And you will be very upset if you pass up on this opportunity. Again, I'm actually surprised the grade was lower. I thought this would have came back a 7.5. But I'm not the type that complains. 6.5 is definitely okay with me. Go look this up. Bidding starts at $2,400 plus shipping. Yep, and King Leo says, good thing we don't get tax on comics in Massachusetts, but Chris is right. And yeah, technically eBay should not be charging tax on comics, because you're not supposed to be charging tax on them. But, you know, that's a major corporation. Try and fight that without $1 million lawyer. But you're talking on a book like this, you're talking $150 to $200 extra from what the cheapest price is that you see listed, which I already have cheaper before that. Go look on eBay. Somebody report right now what the lowest 6.5 is selling for. Buy it now on eBay for Marvel Spotlight number 5. And I guarantee you it's higher than $2,400, and that's not including the taxes. So I'm going to give people a minute or two to go look this up. I am selling books that are going to be on the rise, and the ones that are currently not on the rise, they are going to re-rise, and you are getting a buying opportunity that some people did not take advantage of. But hey, you know, sometimes you got to learn from your mistakes. Notice that I do pretty decent on books that I sell because I don't base them on what the price is at that moment. I base it on where it's going. And if you cannot see that the first appearance of Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, is not in the MCU's future, then you're watching the wrong videos and you're researching the wrong stuff. Of course, that's my opinion. But let's read the Graders Notes, because it does have the Graders Notes. Again, PGX, thanks to me talking to Daniel Patterson, the owner of PGX, is the only major company of the 3 that does this. So it's got multiple stress lines along the spine. Again, I would say like 5 of them, which for a book that has a black edge, that's not bad at all. And you could see the colors pop, and this presents really well. So, but again, it's not a 9.0, it's not a 9.8, so it's going to have some defects. So, multiple stress lines along the spine. Again, if you notice the pattern of my books, a lot of the damage tends to be on the spine, because I really don't care. You may, but that's up to you. If you sell a book that you don't like and you make a profit, it's easy to get rid of if you don't like it. But it has multiple stress lines along the spine. It has a light 1.75-inch corner crease on the front cover, minor cover and edge wear, and that's it. No tears, no writing, no coupons. This is the origin and first appearance of Ghost Rider Johnny Blaze. 6.5. Go look up the price of this book. And my friend Daniel will tell you that he sold a PGX 3.0 of this book for higher than what a CGC 4.0 has been sold for. So those that think PGX books cannot sell, go look at an eBay sale of a Marvel Spotlight 5. I believe it was a 3.0. It sold for $1,100, which is actually more than a CGC 4.0. So if you think these cannot sell when you're talking key books, you're not listening to the right people. So there you go. King Leo says cheapest was 1,802 sold in July, but cheapest right now on eBay is 2,900. Yeah, so you can't base it on what was, because with all the events going on and everything, prices are fluctuating. So I cannot base it on what something was, because that's irrelevant to what is. So the cheapest one right now on eBay is $2,900. I am selling it for $500 cheaper, and there is no additional tax. So thank you for doing the research. And who that's here? It's like, if this would have gotten 7.0, you're talking about 3,000 on GPA. Yeah, well, I'm still happy with a 6.5. I mean, this could be, maybe if somebody gets another pressing and dry cleaning and they send it to another company, it could get a 7.0. Remember, grading is subjected to the person that does the grading. Good to see you, Hudat. You just made it in the nick of time. But again, I thought this was higher than a 6.5, but I'm not one of those that's going to complain. Trade Pepper. I always say transgender Jad. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Every time I see that, the word transgender dad comes up, so I apologize. But it's Trade Paper Dad. It says, I just got here. Any previous books not sell? The first 10, I believe, didn't sell. There are a few of them that did not sell, and they are no longer for sale. Some of them I'm actually surprised about, but a lot of the beginning ones did not sell, so go check them out. But stick around, because there's still one more major key book, which I got about 5 or 6 emails about. All right, so this is your last chance on this book. This will not be for sale if it does not sell right now. So this is a buying opportunity. Again, if you are basing investments on what the prices are now, you are investing wrong. Because what do you think is going to happen to this book overnight if they finally announce, well, we have the actor that's going to play Johnny Blaze? The book is going to go A, down, B, stay the same, or C, shoot to the moon. So Mark Spector says there is a 6.5 for $2,550. I'm selling it for $2,400, no tax. eBay has the same grade for $2,550 plus shipping and tax, which would be about another $200. So you're talking ultimately about $2,700 to $2,800. So I'm selling it for at least $300 cheaper. And you're getting it from somebody that's going to mail it to you quickly, is going to mail it to you securely, and you're guaranteed to get it. So it's not going to be some scammer that's on eBay or somebody that doesn't know how to send them and they just mail it in a manila envelope. How many videos have you ever seen on eBay where somebody bought a comic on eBay and they sent it to you with no protection and just put it in an envelope? I've seen it with graded books. King Leo says, must have went up on the bay at Mark Spector Comics. Not sure what that means. See, there I go again. Trade Paper Dad says, man, brother, no problem, I will stay. I don't know what the hell it is about. You may want to change your name or put it in different letters, because I become retarded when I look at your name, so forgive me about that. But it is kind of funny. I'm glad you have a sense of humor. All right, last opportunity on this. Again, Marvel Spotlight number 5, first appearance of Johnny Blaze, a.k.a. Ghost Rider. This is off-white to white pages from 1972, where I was a grand total of 1 year old. Anybody that says they're not born will automatically be blocked, so I don't want to hear that. Back of this cover is beautiful. Going once. This will not be for sale again, probably for another 2 or 3 years, where I can double my price and listen to all the people in the comment section saying, damn, I wish I would have bought it back when. Going twice. All right, you guys want me to make more money, so that's perfectly fine. This book is no longer for sale. People missed out on that opportunity on that book. I promise you that'll be a $5,000 book in the next 5 years, especially if they make when they make an announcement for Johnny Blaze and the Ghost Rider, and they do what they're going to do, probably either Phase 6 or Phase 7. People are going to kick themselves if they missed out. Now, obviously, if you already own that book or can't afford it, again, I do not blame you. All right, this one. Again, will not be for sale if it does not sell. This is a rare buying opportunity that I do not believe anybody has ever seen on eBay. Well, not on eBay, but in one of the comic book auctions. I've watched a lot of comic book auctions. I've never seen this book for sale. It is a very rare book. This is a investment piece. This is a bragging piece. This book is going to be cheaper than you can buy on eBay. And this will probably be about $500 in taxes. The bidding starts at $4,999. This to me is a no-brainer if you invest. Again, I will accept the 4 monthly payments if you need it. That will make it easier. But this is a book that you will not get many opportunities on. Go look on eBay. There is a current version of this book that is listed no grade that has a missing back cover. So it is incomplete. And that is being sold for $4,000. I am selling a complete version of this book, blue label from CGC at a 0.5 for only $999 and more. Now remember, that's $4,000 plus tax. That tax is about $300 most likely. So you're talking, let's say $4,250. So for about $650 more, you're getting a complete version. Now this book has a small amount of glue on the interior cover. The centerfold, page 1 and page 16 are detached. But who cares? It's in a book. It's in an encapsulated book case. You're never going to see it. To me, I don't care about stuff like that, especially on rare books like this. Now, here's the thing. It is a CGC Blue Label 0.5 Marvel Family number 1. This is the first ever appearance of Black Adam. The Rock is playing Black Adam. They are taking that movie very seriously. Of all the DC Comics movies that they've made, probably one of the best trailers they've had outside of Suicide Squad, the first movie. But we know how bad Suicide Squad movie was, at least in my opinion. Even my wife went with me and they're like, what the hell was this? But this one looks promising. This was in 1945. 0.5 cream to off-white. Now here's the thing many people may not see as an opportunity. Because this is not a purple label, because glue is considered restored, you can get the blue label and put it as a 0.5. Which means, if you can find somebody that fixes restoration, and this is very easily fixed because it has a small amount of glue. So if you can get somebody to remove the glue, this book I will not guarantee it, but most likely will be graded higher than a 0.5. Because when CGC does a blue label like this on anything that's quote-unquote restored, that means it would have been a higher grade, and they're giving you the 0.5 so you can get the blue label. This is a collectible, even at a 0.5. Like I said, go look on eBay right now. There is a seller that has a CGC no grade with a missing back cover, so it is incomplete. $4,000 plus taxes. I'm selling a complete version of this book that could potentially be adjusted to remove the glue, because I think CGC does that, where they can fix certain restorations. Now, obviously, if somebody trimmed a book, you can't fix that. But glue, they can remove. And they said it's got a small amount of dried glue. So that might be easier. Of course, I can't guarantee it because it depends on who you send it to. But this is a complete book. And also, the incomplete book, a quarter of the front cover is missing. As you notice right here, that's where it says Black Adam's name. So that is missing from that $4,000 book. It is not missing here. This collector's channel shows how to restore and get rid of tape. Jerry, the Jitterbug comic book collector. Yeah, well, this doesn't have tape on it. I'd be very careful with removing tape because, I mean, unless you're really good at it, I mean, you're going to peel off some of the ink. But this has a small amount of glue on it. So when it comes to fixing a restored comic, that's one of the easier ones to fix. Because like I said, if something's trimmed, you can't untrim it. Unless you own a time machine. And if you do, please let me know. I'll buy about 100 of these when they were on sale for 10 cents. But this book will not be for sale if people do not see what a buying opportunity and what a rare book this is, even in low grade. How many people would kill for a Action Comics #1 at a 0.5? Don't let the lower grade fool you. And again, this is CGC. This is cream to off-white pages. And I'll show you the back. It is complete. So, small amount of glue on the interior cover. The centerfold, page 1 and page 16 are detached. But again, I could give two you-know-whats about that when it's in an encapsulated case. But this is a complete book of the first appearance of Black Adam. And from what I understand is he's going to start out as a villain, and they're going to turn him into a hero. So he ain't a one-and-done character. You think this book is expensive now. If that movie is a success, and they do another movie, and then another movie, and I think he's also rumored to be in another movie as a cameo. I'm not going to say which one, because I don't know if that's spoiler territory or not. This book is going to get even more expensive. So this is a chance to own a holy grail. I am going to give people time to think about it. Again, if this does not sell, I am going to sit back and I'm going to watch this become an $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 book. And if you don't think that's possible in a 0.5, go look at something like, you know, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. At 0.5s, what kind of value they are. Don't let lower grades fool you when it comes to very difficult to find books. Last chance to own this book, otherwise I will proudly keep this in my collection. I want it. This is the only copy I have, probably the only copy I will ever own. But I am giving somebody else the opportunity to get something that most people will not have in their collection. So this is the last chance, which I'm actually surprised. Like I said, I got more emails about this book than any other book listed. This book will no longer be for sale once this closes. So $4,999. I will even give free shipping on this, so you will not pay a penny more. No taxes, no nothing. For Marvel Family #1, Fawcett Publications, December of 1945, complete first appearance of Black Adam. The starting price is only $4,999. Like I said, on eBay, the lowest priced version of this book has a CGC NG grade, which means no grade. It's missing the back cover, which means it's incomplete, and all of the bottom of the book is missing. And that is where Black Adam's name is. And that is being sold for $4,000 plus tax, which, like I said, would be about $4,200 to $4,300 when all said and done for an incomplete book. This one is complete.
Would you do 5-month payment plan?
For this book, I would do a 5-month payment plan. I have no problem with that. Adding an extra month, I can do that. I'll even make it better. I will give this book up to a 6-month payment plan. So if you're interested in this book, I will... Now, of course, if you get extra funds and want to pay for it earlier, you can. But I will do, because this is a little bit... This is twice as expensive as the other books. I will allow a 6-month payment plan on this book to get a book that you probably will not have another chance to be able to get, especially at these prices. So I will give a couple of minutes for people to think about this one, because I understand that's a decent amount of change. But you're talking about a book that most people do not own and will not own. It is a lower grade, but it is complete. It is a golden age first appearance of a character who's about to have a movie and have several appearances in other movies, if not multiple movies. This is a buying opportunity that you will probably never see again. And this price is not going to get any cheaper, because what do you think is going to happen if the movie gets good reviews? If they make multiple movies? If this character goes from a villain to a hero, and The Rock decides, I'm going to do a multiple movie deal on this. This book, you think it's expensive now? It'd probably end up being a $10,000 book. So I'm going to give people an opportunity for the next 2 minutes to think about it. I will do a 6-month payment plan if you need it. First deposit would have to be within 24 hours. I'll even give you extra time to make the first payment. If somebody does not honor it, it is no longer for sale. And I'll wait until this is a $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 book and sell it on eBay or sell it privately. So this is the last chance for an opportunity. Go look on eBay at the very book I'm talking about. You will see, says, my hands are shaking if you can do 5 installments. Like I said, I will do up to 6 installments. So, of course, if you want to pay for it in 5, you can. But I will make it easier for people and make it a 6-payment installment. So 6 installments to make it easier. So I have some people that are thinking about it. There are 2 people that are thinking about it. I will give them time, because I understand this is not a dollar comic. Watch all the people, listen to the people that have purchased from me before. This will be mailed once payment is complete, within 24 business hours. Of course, you know, if you complete the purchase on a Sunday, I can't mail it. But it will be mailed securely. It will be bomb-proof. Not literally, but you know what I mean. It will be mailed priority mail, and I will offer free shipping. So go look on eBay. This book, Marvel Family Number 1, 1945, first ever appearance of Black Adam. If you go on eBay right now, you will see the lowest price is $4,000. It is listed as a no grade, incomplete, with the cover, back cover missing, and 1/4 of the front cover completely gone, where Black Adam's name is. As you can see, it is still here on this book. And again, the only problems with this book, which means it potentially could get a higher grade if regraded, if you have somebody that can fix restorations. The only issue with this book is a small amount of dry glue on the interior cover, and the centerfold page 1 and 16 are detached. Jacob, I do not have a Marvel Spotlight 5 raw. All of my Marvel Spotlight 5s are all graded. Because books like that, I want graded, so this way if I ever sell them, I don't have to have people guess at what the grade is. So like major key books, I always get graded right away. So this way, you know, if I say I think it's a 5 and it comes back a 4, somebody's going to be really mad. So that I do not have. All right, so Joshua or Harley Joe or anybody else, let me know if you're interested or not, because the auction closing is dependent on if you guys are interested or not. This is a investment piece. Free shipping. Can I give you the CGC number? Of course. If you guys want to verify. All right, you ready? The CGC, and that's where the barcode is, so you can actually look it up on the CGC website, which I've done, so you'll find it there. The number is 3711293013. So I'll go over that again. If you want to look at, you can go on the CGC website, and you can see this is for real. The CGC barcode number. Okay, so we have a person that is going to buy this comic, but the other person, Jacob, if you're interested, if you want to bid higher than $4,999, it would be $25 increments. You can either let me know you're not interested, or you could place a bid. But we have a person. Yeah, you could do 5 or 6. It's up to you. I've had many people that even did the 4-month plans, and they paid it the next month. So basically, the earlier you pay for it, the faster you're going to get the comic. So I will give you up to 6 months if you need it. But if you want to do 5 months, that's perfectly fine, because that just means you'll get it a month earlier. I just wanted to, because I saw that what the price difference is of the other books, I wanted to give people an opportunity. So this book is going to be sold today by a very smart investor. The price right now is $4,999. You can do a 1-month payment plan. You can do a 2-month payment plan, up to 6-month payment plan. No interest, no taxes. I will give free shipping on this book, unless you live in like Alaska. If you live in like Australia, they're going to charge you something. But you're going to get free shipping. You're getting a complete book of a character who's about to have what I view as some very good popular DC movies. I'm actually looking forward to this one. Jacob says, how many graded ones do you have? I'm asking about the Ghost Rider. I don't know, to be honest. I think I only have maybe 1 or 2 more. I would have to look, because I know I did sell some in the past. That could be my only one that I have left. I would have to check, but I don't know offhand, so I apologize about that. Email me, and I'll get back to you in another day or two. I would have to go through all my books, which would take a little while. But if you're interested in that 6.5, $2,400, and I will even give you a 6-month payment plan on that as well if you want it. I'll leave it up to you. I'll even give you 24 hours to think about it. All right, so this is the last chance. We have a bidder, which means unless somebody outbids them, we're getting a person that's going to have a comic that I know most people are not going to have. And this is what I also want to do. Harley Joe, if you have a YouTube channel, when you make the payment and you get this book, if you do an unboxing, give me the link to the video. I will put it on my most recent video that I make so other people can check it out. And I would subscribe to your channel, and I would love to see you do the unboxing so you could see this in your possession. So let me go over the barcode again, because I said I was going to do that and I didn't do it. All right, so we have another bidder. So Gary is at $5,050. So let me do, before we continue, so what's going to happen is we now have 2 people bidding. So Harley Joe, you can either bid higher than 50-50, it's $25 increments, or you can fold. So we'll go until either somebody else joins in, or if one of you folds. So right now, Gary is at $5,050, and let me go over the barcode again so you can look it up on CGC. So you can see this is legit. I don't fool around with books. And trust me, I did that myself when I bought it, because this is not exactly a dollar book. The barcode number, if you want to write this down, and I'll do it slowly. Again, it's 3711293013. So if you want to go on the CGC website, you can actually enter in that, and you could see it right on their website. So you could see this is 100% legit. It is complete, and it is a book. I'll be perfectly honest. I'm going to be sad to see it go, because it's probably going to be the only time I ever own this book. But this is going to make somebody happy, and that means a lot to me. So right now, The bidding is at $5,050. So the next bid would either be $5,075, or you can go higher if you want to try and think you can push somebody else out. But right now, Harley Joe, you can either make a higher bid if you want, or if you can, you could type fold, and then we'll wait a minute to see if anybody else wants to join in. And like I said, I say it all the time on my videos, I always want people to research. I always make sure I tell people when I sell a book, please make sure you verify so you can see I'm not making stuff up. You can go on eBay right now and see the exact book that I mentioned. This is a chance to get this book where most people are probably never again going to get this opportunity, especially at this price. So we're, at this point, either waiting for another bidder to come in or for Harley Joe to either make another bid or to say fold. So if you can, I mean, obviously I don't want to pressure anybody. So if you think 5,050 is just too much to go higher than, if you can hit fold, I'm sure Gary would very much appreciate it. Or we can go in a bidding war as long as you want. I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. But I don't want anybody to ever feel pressured. All right, so Harley Joe is at 5,100. What does the barcode? See, with CGC, on their website, if you type in, see this barcode right here? It's going to be a little blurry. But there's a number on top of the barcode. If you type those in on the CGC website, it will show this book. So it will prove on CGC's website that this is legit. So because I've already done it, I'm not worried about it. And I gave out the number. So you can go on CGC's site and you can verify that it's on the CGC website, as 100% authentic, as I mentioned. Because like I've said before, I care more about integrity than making top dollar. Because like I said, if I didn't sell this today, this book will probably, in my opinion, in the next 5 to 10 years, be a $10,000 book. So, you know, knock on wood, I hope I'm not going to die in the next 5 years, but I could make a heck of a lot more money on this. But to me, it's not always about the money. It's about also making my fellow comic book collectors happy, because many people are not going to be able to order this book. So we have a little bit of a bidding war right now. So we're going to keep going until somebody folds. And if the winner does not pay for it, and again, I'll give 6 months deposit, but 6 months payments up to if you need it. But they will have to make the first deposit within 24 hours. If the person does not win, the other person will be contacted. So if the folder wants to leave me their email address, if the winner does not honor their bid, I will give them the opportunity to buy it at their lower bid. And again, no taxes, and I am offering free shipping on this book. So I will keep it up for people to see, because right now, one of two people, unless somebody else jumps in, is going to be owning a book that many people will not have the opportunity to ever hold in their hand. Now, of course, this isn't Detective Comics 27, but this is a major character. And a first appearance from the Golden Age. Complete. And again, you can see on the back, for a book from 1945, this looks pretty darn good. And like I've said, I can't confirm if CGC does this, but I know there are people out there that can do restoration repair. And this one has the most minor of restoration, and that's why it got the 0.5 blue label. So that means if you take this to a person that does restoring, and they get rid of that small, because it says small amount of dried glue on the interior cover, this book could be a 1.0, a 1.5, 1.8, 2.0. I'm not going to guarantee that. But just imagine if you got that restoration fixed and it came back a 1.8. You think you're not going to jump up and down? Even if it got a 1.0. Because it's already complete. Rob says, I think you meant sell mystery boxes? Yes. If you go in the description of this or any of my videos, there's a link to my website. I sell like these things called orgone pyramids and like organic soaps and stuff like that. But at the bottom of it, I sell comics. And there are mystery boxes. They go from $49.99 for, generic comics up to a $5,000 mystery box, which I've had multiple people buy. The $5,000 mystery box, there are no commons. They're all mega key issues. So go and click on my website, and you can go and look at all the different options for the mystery boxes. But I absolutely do sell them. So we have a bidding war. If anybody else wants to join in, right now the bid is at $5,500. Again, I will offer you free shipping. Okay, Gary is going to fold, so we're still going to give an opportunity for anybody else to join in, so we'll give it another 30 seconds. And again, I will give up to a 6-month payment plan. There will be free shipping on this, so whatever your bid is going to be the exact amount you pay. And this book, if you do an unboxing video, please send me the link if you have a video channel. And I will subscribe to your channel, and I will also put the link on my channel so other people can view it. Because I will be just as excited as the person is getting this to see him unbox it. Because like I said, I've sold Ultimate Fallout 4s for I gave them away in some of the mystery boxes that I was doing that were like $100 mystery boxes. I'm not jealous or upset that I lost all of that money. I'm happy because I made a little bit of money. It made somebody else happy. I actually gave away an Ultimate Fallout 4 first print for free to one of my subscribers because they said their child was just getting into collecting. So I sent them a couple of books, including the Ultimate Fallout 4 in the original bag for free. I could have sold that book for $800, $900, $1,000. So I don't think of it as lost of $1,000. I just made a child happy. At least I hope I did. All right, so this is your last opportunity. Right now, Harley Joe is going to be owning a Golden Age first appearance complete grail for $5,500, free shipping, no taxes, unless somebody else bids. So here is your last opportunity, and thank you to those that bid on this. Trust me, I know books like this can get a little expensive, but they're worth it. Like they say, you got to spend money to make money. If you buy a Hyundai, you'll make a certain amount of money. If you can afford a Ferrari, you're going to make a hell of a lot more. So, going once. Going twice. This is your last chance if you want to place a bid for the first appearance of Black Adam, Marvel Family Issue Number 1, Fawcett Publications, December of 1945, CGC complete book. First appearance of Black Adam. Sold at $5,500. You, my friend, are going to be incredibly happy. And in another 5 years, when that book doubles in price, message me. Or if I do another auction at that time, if I'm still doing this and I'm still alive, I want you to post in there how you doubled your money, and I will be so happy for you. So there is the information. Like I said, if you need up to 6 months to pay for it, I will do that. I think you said 5, but it's I'll leave that up to you. But congratulations on a gem. So that is Marvel Family number 1. So the total will be $5,500, no taxes, no shipping costs, because I will give you free shipping on that book. First payment needs to be paid within the next 24 hours. So Gary, if Harley Joe does not honor their bid, the book will be available to you for your last bid of $53.50. So if you want to email me within 24 hours, if you're interested in the book, if Harley Joe does not make at least the deposit, it will be available. But I have a feeling that he bid on it because he knows what a buying opportunity it is. So congratulations for that book. I am extremely happy for you. That book is going to be something that many people are going to be wishing they had the opportunity to get. And I'm glad it's going to be going to one of my subscribers, or at least somebody that views my channel that could make them happy. That's going to make me happy as well. I mean, I'm obviously not going to be able to, buy a yacht with that money, but it's going to help. So you're helping me, you're helping my family, and I'm helping make people happy. So the books that have been sold, so if you're just watching this now and it's not live at the time, the books that have been sold, I'm very happy for this one for you. Marvel Family #1 has been sold, so don't message me about that. Daredevil #1. Again, another buying opportunity on that one. I'm going to be very happy with that in the next couple of years. That has been sold. Avengers #8 has been sold. Submariner #1. So you see, people are buying the investment comics, so very smart investors. And last but not least, Tales of Suspense #57 has been sold. So if you're watching this later on and it is not live, those books have already been sold. Unless people do not honor their bids, you can message me within 24 hours. I'll let you know if somebody honored their bid or they backed out or just didn't pay. They could be available. I've had that rarely happen. I don't think anybody's ever backed out of a bid. No, actually, I think it happened once because somebody had a family issue and they had to back out, which, I'm not going to be mad at somebody with a family issue. But a lot of the other books are still going to be available for sale. A couple of them I am not selling. Once they closed, I'm going to sit there and watch them gain more profitability for me in the future. So certain ones I mentioned, but the others are up for grabs if you want them. Or you know what? You may offer me something where I just reconsider and say, you know what? I will sell it to you. So contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com if you're watching this, or even if you're watching this now and you have a second thought about something that you missed up on and you realize it is an opportunity you want to take advantage of. And I'm going to do this. I will allow 5-month payment plans on all of them, but like I said, the last one, 6 months. So I'm going to give another month. So if anybody's considering one of the books and they're like, I should have bought it, if that extra month helps you, contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, and we'll see what we can do for you. I want to make things very flexible. To me, it's more about the enjoyment of the comics, and if I can help other people enjoy them and where they have the opportunity to make some money, it's a win-win for everybody. So I don't need to sell everything at the top dollar. If I was going to do that, all those books that I sold, I would have still kept on my shelf, because all of them are going to, in my opinion, continue to rise in value. And if you've been following my channel over the years, you see how many books that I've been telling people will skyrocket. Now, they may take 4 or 5 years, but they've all gone up. So I would like to think I know what I'm doing, and many people trust my word, because I'm not out to make the highest dollar. Because believe me, like I said, that last book, I really believe in my heart that in another 5 or 10 years, if that movie does well and they do spin-offs and they do multiple movies, that's going to be at least a $10,000 book, if not even higher. So I will not regret selling it now because it's making somebody else happy. Gary says, looks like Chris paid $2,500 for it, so he doubled his money. But that's what I'm talking about. I don't remember if that's exactly what I paid for it, but I bought it a couple years ago. But it shows that when you buy investment books, they may take a couple of years, but you will make profit. So that's the thing. Base things not on where they've been. Do not base things on where they are. Base them on where they're headed. And when you see, especially the books that sold, and actually surprisingly a couple that didn't get sold, they're going to continue to go up in value. But certain books, even like that last one, that's a piece you hang up on the wall. That's a piece you hold on to or you give to your grandkids. That's one of those that many people cannot say they have. So congratulations to all the winners. I want to thank the 49 people that were kind enough to hit the like button. I wish nothing but the best for all of you. Even if you didn't bid, or even if you bid and you lost an opportunity, the fact that you're here means everything. So thank you to those that were kind enough to hit the like button. Daniel Patterson gave a $2 super chat in the beginning. I want to thank him once again. He won one of the comics. He's been somebody that's ordered from me many times. Go subscribe to his channel. And if you've never ordered from me before, go contact him or other people that have purchased from me before, and you'll see I will pack these quickly, securely, and they will be exactly what you saw on the auction. So thank you very much. Make sure once you send the payment, contact me to verify. Tell me what you bought, how much you paid for it, if you need a payment plan, and how you paid. Because the more information you give, the better chance of not having any confusion. So, like number 50 from Escargo, thank you for that. I always appreciate those that take the time. I know it's something many people may just totally miss up and not do. So it means a lot to me that 51 of you were kind enough to do that. It does help the channel. So thank you so much for participating. Even if you did not bid, in the comments section, let me know, what did you think about the comics? Did you verify the prices to see that the prices I'm selling them at are much cheaper than what you can currently get on eBay? Do you think, like I've said in most of these books, will they continue to rise in value? Do you agree with my method of investing? Have fun with your collections. Buy what you love. Don't worry about if everybody else hates something or doesn't agree with something. If you do, that's all that matters. So thank you again. I look forward to sending these out to all the people. Again, if you are watching and you did not buy, if that extra month helps, I will again extend the payment plans up to 5 months if you need it. So if you need it, let me know. Books will be, just think of it as a layaway program. They'll be waiting for you until your payments are made. Of course, if you pay earlier, you get the book earlier. I will send everything priority mail, well packaged. And Briss, thank you so much for your subscription. I really appreciate that. And a like, so 2 for 2. Very nice. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night with my wife. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have not seen my videos, please go check them out, because even though I don't make a lot more videos these days, because a lot of people say, how come you don't make more videos about what to invest in? There are still plenty of books that I made videos about 5 years ago, 4 years ago, that are still buying opportunities. I was just so way ahead of the curve because I had inside information that most people at the time laughed at me for. They're not laughing now. The people that made fun of me for my selections are not making fun of me anymore because they see I've been right. Now, go check those out if you haven't, because they're still relevant. Have fun with what you collect. Get deals when you can. And if you enjoy what you collect, it does not matter if anybody else agreed with it or liked it or thought it was a good decision, because if it makes you happy, that's all that matters. So thanks for your subscriptions. Thanks for your views. I look forward to your comments. And again, if you missed an opportunity on a book, if it is still available for sale, contact me at peacefulfeelingsyahoo.com. Even books that sold, because somebody may not honor their bid. So it never hurts to ask, because the worst I will say is, they honored it and they're getting their book. But if they don't, you might have the opportunity as well. So thank you again. Much love to you all. I appreciate that you enjoyed this. And don't forget to have your friends spayed or neutered. Have a wonderful night. And also, because somebody said I forgot last time, don't forget, it is not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics. I look forward to sending these out when payments are made. Congratulations to all our winners. Please comment, let me know what you thought about all the auctions and what you thought about the prices in the comics. And if you've ever bought from me before, please give your testimonial in the comments section so people can see that I do my best to make you guys happy. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you next video.